Hello. How y'all doing? Excuse me. Happy Easter, Dave. Well, to say that I've got no filter socks running. The tank's crystal clear at the minute. I've just put some filter floss in the baffle. Looking good. Just running loads of water now. Very, very quiet. Is anyone else doing a stream? Because I did look and I couldn't find anything. Let me have a go at this. Didn't think of this because saying that it's Easter, people might be doing family time. Did the notification get sent out? That'd be good to know. Yeah, cheers, Dave. It's so quiet. I've never really started a stream up it and it be so quiet. Hello, Thomas. I say it's very quiet. I don't think I've ever started a stream up and it be so quiet. Thomas, did you get the notification? That'd be good to know. So that's good to know. As long as people have got the notification. Like I say, I knew it might be a family time for a lot of people. I think it's holiday weekend for a lot of people, isn't it? So they might be doing family time. My wife just nipped out to see her sister. And I'm cooking a nice dinner. Lamb and chicken. Because I don't like lamb.
Let's try.
Hello.
That's how you stood and did it? Right.
What up, Paul?
Hello, Simo.
Happy Easter.
Oh. Basketball with the kids?
Yeah.
All right, now what you want to do is tell them to put on the floor and start kicking it. Proper sport. Nice Easter weekend out with the family. Nice, that you see. Hello, Mrs. Seymour.
Good morning.
Punch him. Punch him.
What do you mean punch him? Excuse me?
In my school, we're doing basketball practice. I'm basically, because we actually do basketball on the rooftop.
Yes.
So, what do you know?
I know Michael is not here. Don't ask for him. If Michael joins, I'm leaving.
I'll get Michael in a minute, lads.
No. Don't get Michael.
Come on.
No.
No, Michael is not there. See, look. His logo is not.
Say hi, Paul.
Say hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hello, lads. Happy Easter.
Do the face kick.
I'm not doing the face kick. All right, guys.
Go play the back. Go. Or else we're going home right now.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
All right, come on. Watch my phone.
All right. Yeah, man. Just chilling.
Ooh.
You having a nice dinner today for Easter?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna do some nice. Nothing too crazy. We were out all day yesterday, so.
Yeah. Bubba's in the chat. Happy Easter, Bubba. I send out the best Easter pictures.
I don't know what's going on here.
What's going on where?
Wrestling. This is wrestling. My wife was playing basketball with the kids, and it looks like it's wrestling combined with basketball. It's something. It's rugby. It's closer to rugby.
Oh, you know what? That would have been good if she would have got that in.
No, it wouldn't, because she thinks she's better at me than everything. So.
Well, get your missus to hold it, and let's see you do one.
No. Nope. No. Good job, Christian. How's the tank doing? I was trying to figure out something. How am I going to play like a ridiculous April Fool's joke on somebody?
Yeah, well, you can't do it past 12 o'clock, otherwise the fool's on you. When it's already past 12 here, so you can't do one on me.
Oh, no. No, we don't think that. I told my kids this morning we were having another baby. They got all excited. Yeah, I said, April Fools.
I'm ready to do school practice, and I'm a shooting guard in school.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
No, you should have. Hey, tell him that Michael's landed in America and he'll be over soon.
If Michael was what?
Tell him that Michael was on a plane this morning to America. He's coming visiting you in New York. And when they go, yay, just say, hey, fool.
I joined a live stream, Tyler.
Tyler, focus on the basketball.
How long was you streaming for last night?
Huh?
How long was you streaming for last night?
Michael
did a stream, didn't he?
I was watching when I was on the computer, but then I got home and I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I went out for a meal and you told me to join it, but I was half drunk. You don't want me on a stream drunk.
Well, yeah, we did because he said anything goes last night. It was cussing up and everything. So since he said he was a gaming stream, there was parental advisory.
Ah.
So it would have been fun.
Asleep anyway.
It's just a bell end.
Easter Sunday, be nice.
Hey, whoa. He called the bell end first.
Thank you, Miss Seymour. I can't believe he's swearing. He's swearing on Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Really, babe? Yo, you spoke.
He's jealous, Paul, because I'm more athletic than him.
Yeah, I agree with you. You look pretty good out there doing that.
Thank you. Don't want to challenge me.
Oh, boy.
What?
Tyler.
Like, always suck up to the missuses. Remember, always agree with the wife. Life's easy.
That's what they say. That's what they say, but I'm still debating that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've ever set a stream up at this time in the, like, say that it's 3:15 in the afternoon here. And 4 people are watching.
Really?
I've never seen that. Did you get the notification?
Nope. You messaged me and told me you were streaming.
Bubba, did you get the notification?
You want to shut it down and try again?
Might be better because, like I said, I've never had this many people just watching.
Yeah, it's because you messaged me and said you were live. But I've gotten notifications on YouTube today. I got notification 46 minutes ago that Inappropriate Reefer put a new video. I got from Pelfrey 1 hour ago.
Bubba said he got the notification.
I got Infamous Aquatics. I've gotten a bunch of because usually this time now in the morning would be my time, like sit down, have my coffee, and watch everybody's videos because a lot of people put out videos, Sunday morning Eastern. So I'd be watching videos now. I've gotten a bunch of notifications. I didn't get yours. It's only because you messaged me and said I'm live. I found it.
Dave said everyone will be at church.
Is it church? Okay, I can believe that.
Yeah, like over here, not many people are religious over here, so.
Really? We would think it would be the opposite.
Nah.
Yeah, even if you're not religious, like it's just, even if you're not religious, I think it's just probably tradition more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's 10:19 now on the East Coast. You're right. People would be in church. And then on the West Coast, where like Reef Keeper is, it would be like 7 a.m., which is too early for church, too early for everything anyway. So you might be right. I don't know if you want to wait an hour and try again.
Oh, I'm just going to let it roll.
Let it go.
I'm cooking lamb. And I'm cooking chicken.
Oh. Whoop, whoop. A mushy peas. My wife.
I don't like lamb.
No, I did not.
Chicken and mushy peas?
Oh, no. You don't have mushy peas with a nice Sunday roast. Traditional British Sunday roast.
Wait, let's go back to one thing. You said British people aren't religious?
Say that again.
You said people in England aren't usually religious?
Not many. Anyway, anyone I know, none of them go to church. No?
Really? I the church was like everything. Church of England, Catholic Church, you know.
Don't get me wrong, there's a church. In fact, here, watch this. See if you can see it. There's a church.
I can't see.
No, well, I've not put it on, that's why.
No.
I'll show you this. Look, there's a church there, see it? The steeple.
Yeah,
See this church there?
I see it.
Tyler, don't
Yeah, I
go
see
over
it.
there.
Hang on.
I see it.
You can see church. You can see churches everywhere. Like, give me a sec.
You
See that?
you see churches. You see churches everywhere, also here. But even if people
There.
aren't religious, morning. Yeah, I see it. Even if people aren't religious and go to church, people on Christmas, Easter, people still go to church. If they're in trouble, they still go to church. You know, America.
Just look, just from my front door, I can see like 4 churches.
America's a society that's sort of built off the premise that everybody goes to church and everybody's religious. We say in God we trust. It's on our money. It's everything. But you know,
Yeah. Like something I've always said, if someone's religious, let them be religious.
You'll notice even
Nothing
the rappers that have the most vulgar music, when they accept an award, they'll say thank God, or they'll say thank Jesus. he'll have a album talking about bitches and hoes, and then when he's accepting the award, he's like, oh yeah, I want to thank God. It's like the most hilarious thing.
Yeah.
Babes, where's the other ball? No. Go exercise with mom.
Minted lamb. Yep, Vicky, that's what I'm doing. Minted lamb. But I don't like lamb, so I'm doing a roast chicken for myself.
Oh, nice mixed grill.
No, I'm gonna have roast chicken, roast potatoes, mashed potatoes, carrots, broccoli, cabbage, Yorkshire puddings, and a chicken gravy. That's what I'm having.
Where's the mushy peas?
I know. Wait. Hold on. Wait, I forgot.
Oh. Let's go.
Let's get back in the chat, see what people are saying in the chat. Yeah, I'll be mean to kicked in. There we go. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep, see you in a bit, Vicky. Hello, Melanie. Oh, it's creeping up gradually. It's creeping up. Sylvester, hello. Happy Easter.
No, I got one.
My wife has me doing exercises in the park.
Good. Get yourself fit. Get yourself nice and fit. And they'll all be good. Pretty tank. Thank you, Melanie.
Tyler, like this.
Why is it connected to my TV?
Whew.
Well, YouTube connected to the TV.
Ooh. Do you guys have YouTube TV there? Where you can pay like...
Yeah. No, we don't have the one where you can, purchase the movies and that. But all YouTube's built
the
into
one where you can pay and get like some of the channels.
Oh no. They don't have that over here yet. Is it YouTube Red?
Well, you have YouTube Red, you have YouTube TV where you pay like $30 a month and you get some stations.
No. We don't have none of that.
Yeah, YouTube Red is crap. Well, I like it when I used to commute because you could download videos to your phone, and then I used to watch them on the subway. But
Well, that's YouTube Red.
no, yeah, YouTube Red, and you don't pay any ads. You don't
Hello,
get to see
Del.
any ads.
What? So you pay not to see ads?
Yeah, you pay like $10 a month. You don't see ads, and you could download the YouTube. You just click one button, and you could download the YouTube. You could download the.
I'd
YouTube
rather
videos
watch
to
a 5-second ad and not pay $10.
Well, the thing is, you could download music and all the videos to your phone. So a lot of kids, a lot of young people I know, like YouTube is their music player, so they just watch the videos. So when they do YouTube Red,
So how does YouTube Red work then, right? Because when I look in my analytics, it said that I've earned money from YouTube Red.
yeah, because then they don't see ads. When they watch your video, they don't see ads. So you get a small percentage of, that whatever that person pays YouTube $9 a month, and depending on how many videos they watch that month, YouTube divides that $9 between everybody because they don't see
Right,
ads.
got you.
Babe,
Got
I
it.
think I twisted my knee a little bit. I'm gonna just walk around for a little bit. No. All right, should I walk around this park or that one?
How about you run around the park?
So what are you having for your dinner then? What are you having for your dinner?
For my tea?
For your tea?
I'm not doing anything crazy today. Just maybe some barbecue wings. And maybe I don't know. Maybe some mac and cheese, some veggies, and barbecue wings. I don't know. I got the place a mess because I'm doing some work on the tanks. So because I'm switching some of the lights around, so I got to do a lot of cleanup. But I'm gonna take it easy, man. I was up all day with the kids yesterday.
What are you changing now, Seymour?
Yeah, man. What's up, Dave? I'm changing.
What's up?
I am changing.
The lights?
I'm swapping some lights around.
Just T5 bulbs, or are you putting the radions back on?
I am putting radions back on the. I think I'm putting radions back on the big tank.
Right.
So I think, but I'm gonna do it in stages. I don't know. I think the radion with the diffuser, I like it, and the Kessel is nice, but I think the radion with the diffuser, I think it's. I don't know. I could give you a bunch of excuses, but guess what?
You're playing.
Like changing.
You're playing.
Yeah. Hey.
That's all right. It's your tank.
But I think the tank is divided into two zones. My zone,
his and hers.
And I think while I like the Kessel, I think the spread with the Kessel is a little bit hard to reach where I want to put some SPS. So I think radions will do a better job. Plus,
Okay.
I've made the decision to move probably in the next year or so. And I think when you look long term, I'd rather have, like, if I'm going to get a 6-foot tank, is going to be a 6-foot tank with radions, not a 6-foot tank with Kessels. So I'd rather kind of just set myself up now for, you know, whatever I'm going to use in the
Let
future.
the corals get used to the one you're going to use. I got you.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So I'm going to put the Kessel on the Nano, and I had a Radion on the Nano. I'm going to put that on the main tank. And I need one more diffuser. And but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do long term. I think it's gonna work out. But hopefully it works out.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Chicken done.
Yeah. I really like how CJ's look with the diffuser. And I shot a video this morning. I took like a 2.5-minute video with the Kessel, the Nano, try to get a shot of how the shimmer looks, and then I have a 2-minute shot of the tank with the 2 minutes with the Kessel, 2 minutes with the Radions. So I'll put them side by side and see how they look side by side. I think the shimmer. One thing I loved about the Kessel is the shimmer, but I think with the diffuser kit, and I don't know how, because I thought you got that great shimmer from that single point source of light, but somehow, and I know everybody's, it's just like with all of us, what you could say is silent could be loud to me. So I think everyone's tolerance for, you know, like when someone says they see disco ball, I think it's everyone's tolerance for stuff like that is different. So, but with Radions, I saw disco ball. It wasn't.
Seymour.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Oh.
That lad, that near me, who had Radions running. So he had his Radions running. He did what you did, took them off, put T5s on. I've got the part. He sent me the par test results of what he did. And the Radions was like over 100 par better in each level than the T5s were.
Yeah. The thing about the T5s is, and I see this from experience, the T5s it's hard to shadow light. Like when you have enough units, and I guess it's high enough and it has enough coverage, when you have the proper amount of bulbs, it's just a big blanket of light that's hard to shadow. So
reflectors are important too.
Yeah.
Individual reflectors and how deep up into the bulbs are, so you get that cross ray.
Yeah, with the Kessels though, you get a lot of shadow, and if you're using Kessels, especially the 360s, you have to be careful with coral placements. But what I like with the T5s is you get a blanket of light, hard to shadow. You still have low power zones, but if you put like a chalice or something that requires low light in those areas, they'll grow and thrive because they're still getting light. It's just, so I like T5s. Like I said, the thing about T5s and going with these LEDs is something's going on with the tank. I don't have to worry. In the past, when I had different types of light, you tend to, if something's not working out, you tend to mess with the sliders or the blues or whatever. But when you put it on like the Kessels or like the AB Plus with the Radions and the T5s, light is never an issue. You just leave them, and if something's not looking right, you don't have to worry about light. It's something in the water or something else going on.
Yeah, you got Pelfrey said, after seeing Kessels with T5s, the Kessel shimmer alone is too much. That's his opinion.
I agree. Especially, we all like maybe when the lights are coming on or when the lights are going down, we all like to keep our tanks at blues. I agree that Kessels with all blues is like too much shimmer. It's too much shimmer. The all blue shimmer of the Kessels is too much. But with the T5, just mute it a little bit. But I like it. I like both. I really like my Kessels. But I really like my Radions. But right now, I like the Radions a little bit better. Especially with the diffusers, I like the Radions a little bit better.
But shimmer's also got a lot to do with the surface movement. The way the water's moving at the surface affects your shimmer.
Let's go get some kites.
When you have Kessels and you have a lot of surface agitation, and you have like CJ level surface agitation, with Kessels, it could give you a headache.
Right. Well, I found the same thing with metal halide.
Yeah, it's headache. It's headache inducing, seizure inducing sometimes.
Well, just watch the par meter too. When you got a lot of surface agitation, it's all over the place.
You've got a Juratica Reef here. He's saying, what was it there? His tank's got algae flatworm aptasia. He felt like selling up the other day. His wife won't let him sell it. It's always the case. If you've got a missus, you're not allowed to sell anything. You've got to look after it. You've got to sort it out, but you're not allowed to sell anything.
Get fake coral and the fish you like.
Yeah.
That fake coral has come a long way. They had this plating like acro thing. I think Billy Pipe showed it on one of the streams. It's like $60, but it even has a white growth ring around it, and it's about the size of a dinner plate. The thing looked great. Take it out and scrub it if it gets dirty.
You know what? And on that, I've known someone who's had coral in the system, all real coral, and they put a fake piece in and told me it was real, and I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell.
Beautifully done, you know, and it's a $60 item, but it looks like, you know, a $500 piece of coral. You can't kill it.
Put me down for 2.
Yeah. You can get whatever kind of fish you want.
Someone getting a beating at Orr's house. That's TMG.
What you said?
TMG saying someone's getting a beating at Orr's house.
Yeah.
Christian, go get your ball. Go here.
I'm at the park.
Let's have a look.
It's nice and cool.
Hello, Dre, Salty Aquatics. Welcome, good morning, and happy Easter to everyone. This morning I woke up, my missus said to me, "Where's my Easter egg?" I thought, shit, I've never bought her an Easter egg. So I went out and bought the biggest one I could find.
Yeah. Flowers. Just get some pink, fluffy flowers. You're good.
Well, what I did though, I pretended it was in the car. So I nipped to the shop this morning quickly, put it in the boot of the car, and told her I've had it for I told her I've had it for a while.
Easter egg. You guys give out Easter eggs?
Yeah.
Like the sugar one with the scene inside, or a big chocolate one.
Yeah. Why do they not do that in the US?
They do,
give it
but
to the children.
Yeah, it's for
Oh
kids.
no. Oh no, we give all the kids one, but usually like you get your lover one. You don't get me one, but you get your wife one, yeah.
Good,
Oh, you get her some kind of chocolate.
Good.
Yeah. So I bought her a Maltesers one, massive one. Weighs half a kilo. Oh, yeah, she's saying, "Oh, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. Where's my Easter egg?" I'll show you the standard Easter egg to the one I got her. Right, let's put my camera on. Show you this. Rose dropped. There you go. So that's I don't know if you can see that, Dave. That's a standard one. And that's the one I bought the missus. There, can you see that, Seymour?
What's that?
That's a standard size one. Bearing in mind, you can see the size of my hand. So that's a standard size one. And then that's the one I bought the wife.
Oh, boy.
Massive.
Like a Wonka egg. The Golden Goose that Wonka factory laid at?
Even the egg is huge.
That's a Martha Stewart pepper shaker in the back, right? The red one.
What, this one? This is salt. This is salt.
Oh.
The pepper ones.
Salt mill.
The pepper mill. Yeah, there's the pepper one. There's the pepper one.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper.
I think I had those one time.
And I've got salt and pepper mixed together here. You can, when you're doing your roast potatoes, salt and pepper together.
Man, you Brits are weird.
Can't do them together.
Why?
I can't believe we got our language from you.
You're nice, aren't you?
We fixed it.
Incorrectly.
So Paul, you
Basil.
never thought about going? You never thought about going no filter socks in the
Yeah,
no filter
yeah.
socks?
I think we were talking about this yesterday, weren't we, Dave? About
Yep.
no filter socks.
Yeah.
With me, it's I've always used filter socks because I've got no refugium. My export is the filter socks. That's what I'm saying. It's
I
a bit
think
more
what I'm going
complicated.
you know, what I do notice is whenever I'm taking out Shado, it's almost like I create like a dust storm or whatever it is, like a detritus storm, because no filter socks, a lot of that stuff gets trapped in the Shado. So when you're taking it out, I guess some gets released.
Uh-huh.
But my skimmer comes with like a little filter sock on it. You can attach to it. I think I'm gonna attach it, not because I need it, but because just because it's there and I've never tried it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just always have a shelf in one of my bubble traps so I can throw some floss in there for those moments.
You know what, Dave? But actually, this tank has one. I just always forget to use it. It does.
Yeah, I don't use it all the time, but when I'm doing something like changing Shado or blowing out the tank, storming the tank, I've heard it called, then I'll put it in there.
All right, you know what? I'm not gonna put the filter. I'm not gonna put the filter on the skimmer because I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that chamber.
Right. Just some pinky pad. Just
Yeah,
get some pinky pad, cut it, lay it in there.
Yeah, I got some.
2 hours later, scoop it out and throw it away.
This is what I'm doing now.
The King of DIY uses what's called quilt batting. It's like this floss-like material, and that's what I have. I'll just cut a piece.
That's what I've done here now.
Yeah, it's really
bubble
cheap.
trap. Filter floss.
Yeah.
Just done that because obviously I can't use socks, so that'll be.
It's a nice day, though. At least it's not.
See,
bad.
if I had the skills to take the sump out, take the baffles out, and do that, I'd do that. But I don't even know how to do that crap.
What did you use, Dave, to scrape the silicone and get the baffles out?
Razor blade, single edge.
A lot of work, man.
That's not even done, to be honest. There's still 1 or 2 baffles in it. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
You literally just take the razor blade and just scrape the silicone out, and eventually the baffles come out.
Yep. First you do corner to corner to get the overlay out, and then you try and work it between the glass. You can do it on baffles. If you're doing it on like an Aquarium tank, they are too close together. But the way Red Sea does black silicone, what they call the injection method, there's space between there that you can get the razor blade in.
Which way is better? Why do you think Aquarium does it so close together?
I think it's just quicker, more efficient for a factory where they just squeeze it together. It's easier to set up that way.
But the way Red Sea does
injection looks better. I always thought.
Injection looks better.
Yeah, because you don't have to have that wide overlap of silicone to hold the tank together. The actual silicone that's between the glass is holding it together. There's enough of it.
Okay, and if we're paying crazy premium for Red Sea, we might as well get what looks better.
Right.
Is any method stronger than the other?
Well, it also depends which silicone you use. Like that ASI that, Billy just tried using and he hates it because it skins up really fast but takes 7 days to dry. It's a lot stronger once it's cured. So the whole idea is having a great bond, really cleaning the glass. If you try and take something apart, you have to get every little residue of the old silicone off, which means scraping it as clean as you can and then wiping it down with acetone. Because wet silicone doesn't stick to cured silicone.
All right, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is. But in the case of just taking baffles out, you really only have to worry about the corners, where it's attaching to like the bottom and the side of the tank. You don't want to disturb that seal.
Yeah, and for baffles, you're not under crazy pressure, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, on my 40 breeder that I made a sump out of, I used all scrap 1/2-inch glass, so there is no flexing or no problem, and there's plenty of surface for the silicone to hold, because it's 1/2-inch thick. It's heavy as hell.
Yeah, I think I had gotten some baffle. You know what? I've always tried to do it with silicone baffles, silicone to glass, and it never, it worked for a
Really?
while. Then after a time, it just, I learned later that silicone, I guess, doesn't bond as well to glass as it does to acrylic.
Other way around.
Other way around, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't bond as well to acrylic, yeah. So those baffles, especially the thin baffles I got, and it was a kit I got on eBay. So by the time I silicone those in, it worked for a while, and then
There's too much
after
flex.
time.
There's too much flex in an 1/8-inch acrylic, so it will pull away from the silicone.
Yeah, not only that, when it's in a sump and you're bumping against it and you're putting a skimmer out periodically, you're taking a reactor out,
right?
The vibration of the pump, like that stuff just, it just goes after a while.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't.
Playing basketball, though?
Yeah. I'm in the park with the kids.
I hear you dribbling.
Not me.
Hey, Scott, happy Easter. Come in, say hi, Scott. Or are you busy with the kids or child, young man, whatever he wants to be called this year?
Yeah, the kids are playing basketball. My son kids want to play. So this is going to be like an everyday thing now.
They want their own yard. Get on it.
Trying, man. I got to get this thing sorted out.
How's that job situation going?
I think it's a go.
It's good. Good news.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of travel involved, so we'll see how that goes. I think the Jersey move is just predicated on my wife. She's working on an opportunity, I think, in Orange. So if that works, we'll move. Might not even buy immediately. I might need to just get set up. So I might rent something for a year just to move.
Right. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
Get your feet wet. See if you like the community. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's that different.
I don't think it's. Listen, I don't think it's going to be much different. It's just. I think my mind now is. I think at this point in time, I'm dead set on going. It's just a matter of when and the right situation. My wife, I'm all gung ho about moving. I'm like, yeah, whether we buy a condo now and then sort of rent it or sell it in 2, 3, 4 years, but my mindset is definitely on moving. It's
right.
Just finding, I figured I would settle into this job, see how it's going, but I'm dead set on moving.
Yep, because it's still kind of the same kind of city that you're in right now. So if you move to like Orange or something, the only thing you might notice is it doesn't have as much public transportation as you're used to.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Got your bodega on the corner. You got your late night pizza spot. You know.
Yeah. I thought so. And I'm in Orange a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Family's still relatively close by. You still get the space. And to be honest, when you think about it, a lot of the things, when you're younger, you want to be in the city because, you know, going out. But, you know, I'm an old man now. An older man, whatever. But you get it. It's not like...
Family man now.
Yeah. I think I'll like it. I think I'll enjoy the space, the relaxation.
Wait, did I hear you moving?
Not yet, man, but I am probably going to a year tops. I'll be surprised if summer 2019 I'm still living in New York City.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's time, man.
Nah, I hear you. Happy Easter, everybody.
You can spend, I know property taxes in Jersey are higher, but you can buy for $500,000 in New York City. You can get a mansion or something really nice in Jersey for that.
Not really.
Yeah?
Not really.
Okay. I disagree with you.
Have you been looking?
Yeah, well, I've only
not in Orange County.
In the water. Orange County? No, man. South Orange and West Orange, New Jersey.
We don't have an Orange County here.
No, that's what I meant. South Orange. Not in South Orange.
Yeah.
Not in South Orange.
Big difference between East Orange and South Orange.
Paul, Dave, which is the nice one, East or South?
South Orange.
Definitely not East.
There's West Orange is the best.
Definitely not East Orange.
Yeah, because for like a nice house, you're looking at like $7 to like $1 million.
Yeah, but for New York City, what I'm looking at is $7 to $1 million for a nice house. So even if you look at the same price, I'm still getting more space in Orange and South Orange or whatever for the same price.
Right. Now, South Jersey's a whole different animal. It depends how close you are. As soon as you get close to Philly or New York City, in Jersey, you're expensive. But if you get in the middle, it's okay. You know, and then of course the shore gets a little expensive, but
and then where Jeff is, Jeff is up there, you can find good prices too. It's just that it's just so far away from everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. Not exclusive, man. I've been looking in New York City for a while, and Brooklyn. What I'm paying for $500,000 is like 2 bedrooms, and it's like small. $500,000 is too small. So even if you take the same mortgage and you factor in property taxes, you'll get more bedrooms on average, maybe 2 extra bedrooms and yard space for about the same price.
Parking, that's the biggie.
Of course, if you
have a driveway.
Of course, if you just look and just search South Orange in like Realtor or Zillow, of course you're going to see $700,000 and $1 million homes. It's the same thing if you search in Brooklyn.
All right,
you'll see $1 million homes, but I still feel like it's the space, man.
Do you know where, honestly, I've been looking? If you look up a place, no, seriously, if you look up Connecticut and you look at New Fairfield, you're talking about you could get like a 25 to 3,000 square feet house, 1 acre, like 3-4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, huge house for like $400,000.
Yeah.
And the commute to New York, about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm not looking to commute though. I mean, I'm more concerned with wherever my wife finds work, that's where I'll go.
Right.
I'm not worried about commuting.
See, I'm shopping based on school zones.
Yeah, you're right. Well, believe me, the South Orange School District is very nice.
It is, but the houses are extremely expensive, and the taxes in South Orange or West Orange, whatever the heck it is, the nice area, you're looking at like $15,000 to $20,000.
Depends which zone in each town you just mentioned too, because they both border Newark. So.
Right, and that's the other thing. You got Newark right there.
You can be in South Orange, and you can be like by the university downtown, and you're basically in Newark, and you're not spending that much. But if you get on the other side of South Orange, in the hills, as we call it, then yes, you're going to spend $1 million on a nice big home. It's going to be beautiful, but
Yeah. And I'm always, when I'm looking at anything, I'm looking at the combined taxes and mortgage. I'm not looking at the taxes only, because if you look at the taxes only, it's going to scare the heck out of you and say, man,
Right.
the taxes alone are like over $1,000 a month. Yeah, that could be scary. But I'm looking at the taxes and the mortgage together. Like I said, man, $500,000 in South Orange. $500,000 in South Orange combined with property taxes versus $500,000 in New York City. I get more space. And the South Orange School District, they share it with another town, but it's a good school district.
Scott says Washington Township has great schools. I need company down here.
Oh, man. Yeah. No way.
South Jersey is calling. Oh,
No way. Listen. No way. No way. No way. Too far.
TMG says get a duplex.
Listen, man. I've been exploring everything. I haven't taken nothing off the table. My wife isn't, so I've even been looking in some really nice areas in Newark. Just
there are some very nice areas in Newark.
Oh yes, I've been
The
looking
whole
at
place that
condos.
we call has mini mansions too. They look just like mansions with all the heavy woodworking and framing.
Just like the
moldings
other
and
day.
things.
Just like the other day, you were telling me about East Orange, and I did take a look, and there's some mansions in East Orange. Like the town of East Orange is not great overall, but
Right.
again, I calculated it. Send your kids to private school, live in East Orange. It's still cheaper than buying something for $500,000 in New York City. So it's all relative, And I'm
Sure.
based.
The one end of Irvington's nice, right where it meets Springfield too. And Springfield's very, very high end. So there's a lot. There's a lot in that area. And I know because I used to install alarms, so that was kind of my area where you're talking. This whole North Jersey area.
And I'm comparing.
Phil, no. Phil said his heater exploded last night and nuked the tank.
Wait, Phil, Reef Keeper Phil?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Wait.
Happened to me, didn't it?
Small tank. Wait, no. This is an April Fool's joke.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to catch up.
Oh. Come on, Phil. I was talking
It's April
to him
Fool's.
yesterday.
Somebody had to do it.
It's man, that's not cool.
He got us.
He was showing us the tank yesterday, and I'm like, damn.
I won't even play like that. That was funny, Phil, but you ain't gonna hear me say that. He got us.
All right. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay, take care of you. What's up, Woody? Anybody want to come in this morning? Hey, you got 15 watching now. You got 15
Better than
watching.
4.
Hey, it's a rough morning. You got the kids opening the baskets. You got people that go to church once a year, twice a year, Easter and Christmas.
Yeah, good point.
Or people out to breakfast.
Oh, the camera's gonna. Hello, Billy.
Phil takes it back. Happy Easter, Billy.
Oh, yeah. Happy Easter.
So what'd CJ say when he found out?
That's how I feel.
He was like, no way, man, you lying. I'm like, no, I'm serious. He's like, yeah, he was like, I said, see, you got to start entering contests more often now.
I would have grilled him for not being on your live stream. That's what I would have done.
He said he saw the first one, but then he got on the road and missed the second. He didn't realize I was going to do the second one so quick.
Because he doesn't listen. You said at the end of the first one, I'll be back in 15 minutes.
I got to try and get a bunch of I got to try and get something really, really good in from somebody You know, a good donation. Because I messed up.
Uh-oh.
Forgot to add Death Mage to both wheels.
How'd you do that?
I have no clue.
She
No
must
clue.
not have linked something. She must not have linked.
She was good to go. I had her on the list, and
Oh.
I just didn't write it down. It was weird.
Well, yeah, if you weren't on the first wheel, you wouldn't have been on
Yep.
the second one.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you send her something special.
Yeah. I told her. I said, "Oh, I'll get some kind of goodie, and then I'm not even gonna do a contest. I'm just gonna do a video that I'm sending it right to you."
Nice 8x10 picture of Billy Pipes over the fish tank.
Oh, Billy, you forgot my name too.
Who?
Exclusive Reef.
You didn't put in a video, did you?
Oh,
No.
man. Yeah, I did. Now you owe me a sump, man. Oh, man.
Sumps are $800. Oh.
Man, I have a hard time doing videos.
Billy,
They're
get
easy.
out of the wind. What are you, hang
I'm
gliding, Billy? Damn.
I'm walking into Walmart, man. It's about to get real. Last minute Easter candy. If it gets too loud, just somebody mute me.
No worries.
I thought you might be hang gliding or something, you know?
Oh, look at this. East Orange, a nice house for $365,000, but property taxes, $14,778.
That ain't bad. It's a bargain.
Yeah, right.
Got to go check the neighborhood. If you're, the house next door could be boarded up.
Yeah.
Trust me.
All right.
Yeah, and
Cadbury.
their schools are pretty bad. I mean, 4s and 5s out of 10s. So this is my point. You're gonna be spending 14 grand in taxes, but then you still got to spend another 14 grand to put your kids in private school.
Yep.
That don't make sense to me.
Yep. See, Central Jersey. The hell was that?
I don't
What
know.
was that?
Not a clue.
See, for me, myself, or even for Seymour, it makes sense to move to Jersey because we have a lot of IT jobs in Jersey. Like, I see a lot of jobs in, like, Livingston, I think it's called, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And everywhere else. But it's going to take me, like, 3 hours to commute there from Queens. That's why I don't take it. But I'm not going to pay $400,000 for a house, 15 grand in taxes, and then put my kid through private school. That makes no sense.
Where's Roscoe's Reef with Scott? Why doesn't he jump in this Hangouts? Lazy.
I think Scott said he was busy a minute ago.
Oops, I accidentally hit the button. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Holy crap, there's no Easter candy left.
The stores near us, they seem to change all the Easter treats this year. Usually they've got a lot in. This year they didn't have as much.
It's like somebody ransacked the place.
That's because all the dads went there last minute to get the eggs.
That noise was my phone.
Oh, I thought we were jamming out.
And some harmonica.
Who called you? Tell us, who called you?
My mother-in-law called me.
Uh-oh.
Asked me if I want breakfast. I said yes. So I am getting off of this call. So you all have a great Easter, and I might be back later.
Yeah, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to get this shopping done.
Yeah,
All right, Billy.
see you later. Cheers for dropping by.
Don't forget Voss bottles for dosing, Billy.
Or Voss bottles. Got mine. Good. Yeah, Scott's getting ready to go to Staten Island, Billy, if you're still listening. So, my lamb's cooked, my chicken's cooked, roast potatoes next.
Yeah, I'm going to my parents' house. We're gonna do a nice little barbecue.
You. Where did Billy go?
You're too friggin' cold.
Where did Billy Pipes go?
It's almost like 60 in New York City today, so the weather is perfect for barbecue.
Oh yeah, man. I'm outside exclusive. It's perfect,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
doing I'm gonna go to my parents over here in Queens. We're gonna do a nice little barbecue.
Thought I just
Got
saw
some
Billy Pipes. He left already?
Yeah, I think he's at Walmart. So Seymour, I was just looking at a house I was just telling these guys in East Orange, right? That house was 365,000, but
Yeah.
taxes were 14 grand on that house.
Yeah, but
And the
exclusive.
school zones and the school zones sucked. It was like 4s out of 10.
Yeah, listen, man. When I'm looking at the total cost of owning the house.
Yeah, of course.
If I look at the taxes, then the taxes is gonna always look like, oh man, I'm paying 18 grand a month on rent on taxes, 18 grand a year. I'm looking at what my mortgage is gonna cost and my taxes together, because that's my total cost of owning the house per month.
Right, but I mean, there's other things you have to consider. It's that's 14 grand you're gonna be paying on taxes plus another 14 grand to put your kids to school or more.
Yeah, but then I told you in East Orange, I can own a 6-bedroom house. The property taxes are so cheap because the town is cheap. You live in like a gated community in East Orange, and
that's what I was looking at, East Orange.
And then to pay, the East Orange is not good, but then to pay private school, all of that together is still cheaper than buying a house in New York City.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
All of that is.
Yeah. But I was thinking, I was comparing that to like Montclair or something like that, where maybe you could pay a little bit more, but you're gonna be paying the same amount of taxes, right? But you don't have to pay for private school. For public, you put them in private.
Yeah.
The only difference, you're gonna be paying a couple $100,000 more for the house. But what I was saying was, you got to look at one day down the road. You want to retire, you want to move, you want to sell the house. You got to think about who's gonna buy that house, because a lot of families, they shop based on school zones too.
People
So
gonna
that's
buy the
another
house
thing.
exclusive. What do you mean people
maybe
gonna buy the house like the same way you're buying now? Someone's gonna buy the house. Unless the neighborhood tanks completely, but somebody's gonna, the same way you're looking to buy it now, somebody's gonna buy it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I shop based on school zones again.
Yeah, but then you're just talking about someone who's gonna buy that. I understand you shop on school zone. I do. And then another thing you got to look at is East Orange. East Orange has like charter schools in it. So
right.
like you consider your kids go to. There's like one of the best schools in New Jersey for like science, technology, math, and stuff is in East Orange. The high school, I don't know, not the middle school, but one of the best high school. I think it's called STEM something Academy. Like it's a good school.
See what I was
rated school, high school. For
what I was saying before. What I was saying before was that, like, for you and I, Jersey makes sense because there's a lot of work in Jersey.
Oh, for me,
a lot of IT.
Another thing for me, yeah. Oh, for you, but for me, like I'm a remote worker, and I'm probably gonna always be working remote. So, and if somebody wants to pay me to move, then it's gonna be they're gonna have to pay me to move. So I'm always, I think from now on, I'm always gonna be like a remote worker. So I don't even consider For me, it's about my wife moving. It's about where my wife finds work.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even realize there's a ton of remote, like positions. Like even after I accepted this one a few days ago, I had a few callbacks where I went on interviews, and they were like for remote positions in Brooklyn.
Damn, I need me one of those, man.
You can be. Like, there's people here who are IT and they are remote workers. Like, I think Kevin is like a remote worker and he's IT. He's a network engineer. Kevin in Florida. I think.
Really?
I don't think Tristan is like a IT per se. I think he's like the vice president of like trading systems, but technically he's a programmer or IT, and he's a remote worker. So he goes into the office a few days a week. So there are remote positions for that. You can try it on LinkedIn and search for like remote. I've even seen help. I have certification as a help desk, and my degree is in information technology. I've seen help desk positions for like, because I'm A+ network plus security. I have nothing advanced, but I have a lot of the basic certifications. I saw remote help desk positions, remote help desk positions when I was, browsing, seeing what's out there.
All right, I gotta talk to Kevin. But anyway, has anybody? I asked this before. I don't know if anybody responded, but has anybody used those filter cups instead of the filter socks cups, and then just maybe fill it with matrix and filter the water that way, as opposed to like changing the socks?
A lot of people do that already.
Yeah, I've heard about that too. I've never done it, but
I was just trying to get people's opinions, because like my filter socks right now, they're currently, they're in the water, and every time you remove it, there's always like some debris that comes off. So I'm thinking like with the pond matrix, if you lift it up, you're gonna get all that debris that's gonna be sinking down into the water.
Yeah, that's yeah. Oh, that was funny last night. Sorry, guys. Mike was streaming while he was gaming, playing Fortnite, and trying to answer fish questions. And it's like, he was glad I jumped on, just did a late night coffee chat like I normally do. And he literally sent everybody, "Oh, you got fish questions? Craig's on. Get over there." Yeah. So
I've not seen your video yet, like you did yesterday, so don't do no spoilers.
Oh, it's right at the top of that live stream from yesterday.
Yeah, well, I'm not seeing it.
I forgot to bloody name it too.
You can still do it. Just edit it.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit it in. Give me a sec here. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, edit it and then give me the type.
I actually forgot to add that was at the front. Oh, fucking diabetes can suck a dick.
The matrix would get clogged up really quick. Yeah, through the stream. The wife went out. I thought, right, I'm going to throw a stream up until she gets back. First 20 minutes, I think it was me, Bubba, and Davia. Oh, the Seymour, that's it.
There we go.
Renamed it.
Yeah. So, it's too long. It says. All right, I can fix it.
Oh, sugar. I forgot to turn the arrow off. You know.
There we go. That was done. Ooh. It's right at the beginning if you want to see it. If you go, oh wow, I am not awake, guys. Let's keep quibbling here. Jesus Christ. Oh, I had a rough night. Too much chocolate, too much merriment. Who we got in here? Paul, of course. We got Exclusive and Reef with O. All right.
Yeah, I'm just handling something. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, I'm just seeing who was saying who was in here. I guess.
Oh yeah, and I was just talking to Rip on chat about jobs.
Yeah. No, I have my CCNA. And back in the day when they called it an MCSE. And
Okay.
I am now done with that.
Yeah,
dealing with people.
My MCSC expired.
Yeah.
I was doing executive. Funny thing is, I was making 6 figures, freaking doing executive desktop support.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then I decided to quote unquote upgrade myself and get a better job doing network engineering, and freaking I make less than what I was doing before.
Yep. And it did that here in Canada. It slid out quick. Right? Like all of a sudden it was like, well, we'll take the guy with the computer science degree. He ain't going to know nothing. Right? And that's what they got. But they could hire that guy for less and it looked like he had more credentials. So.
Well, and for all you Cisco guys out there, so my last job, they hired a bunch of guys, like 20 guys for this project. It was a project. They were moving facilities. It was a bank. Yeah. And everybody, 17 out of the 20 guys, they were all active military guys. And basically they took them because of they know how military guys are. Forget about like what you know. So I'm sitting there and I have probably like about like 3.5 years experience as a network engineer. And these guys are coming on and the first question somebody asks is BGP like Wi-Fi? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, I know how this is going to go.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. No, I just walked away from it. I did more tech support because up here, unless you had the computer science degree to go with it, they wouldn't hire you. It's like you didn't go to school long enough. And it's like, well, what do you mean? Right? And, it's like I have all the, and I was certified, CompTIA certified and all the other good stuff. In fact, I still have a stack of that somewhere. Hell, I passed IIS 4.0 first try. And somebody said, well, was that a big deal? It's like a lot of people fail it 3-4 times. Right? Because it's stupidly set up, I might add. It had nothing to do with that. It's just, I feel I got lucky. And I goes, well, it's because you knew your thing. And I went, no, it was dumb. You had to turn off the server, then turn it back on every time you made a setting change. And if you didn't, it would fail you. You didn't have to do that in real life, but in that stupid CompTIA test, it did.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into woodworking. I'm going to build a woman her cabinets. Do they look nice? Yeah, good. Pay me. Oh. Yeah. And then I can build my own cabinets and try to build cool stuff like Nick does. Nick doesn't have a lot of videos, does he? ACS, Aquarium Cabinet Solutions, or am I just missing something? He's got like 3 videos.
Yeah, he got a lot.
Oh, come on. Rag Nick out. Go, Paul, go.
Hang on. I'm just talking to page.
Did anybody hear that?
Yeah, Nick doesn't do a lot of videos.
Okay.
I think what it is, I think the reason is he jumps on everyone else's streams, doesn't he?
Yeah, he kind of does. There's nothing wrong with that. He's the clapper. You guys see that movie yet?
Time, though. The guy's a firefighter by day, builds cabinets at night. Like, videos take time, man, especially starting out. It takes a lot of effort. After a while...
I didn't know he was a firefighter. That's
yeah,
very commendable. What the hell was that? Sorry, guys. 1 second.
Yeah, firefighter by day. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he has time still to build cabinets.
I'm surprised he has time to have a tank.
That's what ends up happening with the tanks, though. He starts them up, and then, you know, the minute they have an issue where a lot of us are home, or, you know, we come home and, you know, we have time, you know. But to be honest, you find that a lot where, you know, if I was taking care of tanks and building tanks all day, I wouldn't want to come home and deal with a tank. I wouldn't. Just being honest. If I did something at work and it would end up being it was my hobby, and then it ended up becoming my job, it wouldn't be fun as a hobby anymore because you do it for work. So I'd have to find some other hobby.
Yeah, Bubba, there, it took me 10 hours to do this first video, and it wasn't even 1 minute long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get nervous about if it's good, if it's that. It just, after a while, you get into a rhythm. But the thing is that once you stop, and then you have to get back into that rhythm again, it's almost like it almost starts over.
Yeah, there's that. And I was saying to me and Mike were talking about it, that it's, as YouTubers, it's lazy. It's easy, right? Still takes me, you know, I got to shoot it. I got to plan it, then shoot it, and then edit it, do any effects if I'm doing effects, put it up, you know, do the voiceover, then put it up, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that still will take me about 2 hours on average.
That's why I don't do videos. I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about the, you know, the $25 or whatever the heck it is that you make off of YouTube. Yeah. And just let me enjoy my tank and, you know, participate here, and that's it.
Yeah, man, live stream is so much easier. Like I'm telling you, I looked at my Final Cut projects the other day, and there's 15 or 16 projects. Like I started video reviews, like product reviews, all this stuff. Some of the stuff I started doing reviews for, I don't even have the equipment anymore. I bought it, used it, sold it.
Yeah.
And I still haven't done a video about it yet. So,
and that's it. This hobby moves quick for some people, right? You know, you have somebody like that he's out there. He's like what is it? Deal ninja. You know, he's out there waiting on it, gets it, grabs it, does a review on it, and gets rid of it. You know, think about that. Like the content you would be able to pump out is huge. But then again, it comes down to, you know, let's look at it from a point of view. I have 100-ish, whatever, subscribers and love every one of them. But the thing is like, when I stream, you know, and we've all seen that, is like, you know, the only one I've seen with a high stream count, probably Corefish 12G and Malev's Reef. Both seem to consistently have huge, but how can you talk to anybody?
This is not, if you're doing this for money, because I used to build websites, and I just started a new company with a friend of mine. If you have a website, if you have a YouTube video that gets 20,000 views, you get pennies. If you have a website that gets 20,000 visitors a month, if you get 20,000 views a month on your videos, you make a few bucks. If you have a website that gets 20,000 visits a month, you could probably make close to $100, depending on the topic. So I've always said, I don't think I'm ever going to take YouTube serious. Like, it's just fun, because if you want to invest time and energy in something, I'd rather do it in a website. You know, if it's going to become a business, like I have skills I can invest elsewhere. But I still have websites that get 20,000 views that make me a couple $100 a month. Like, I would never invest that time. To me, it's not. So whenever I do it with the intention that it's just fun. It's just a part. Like, some things are nice, but it's not to really make any money.
I agree.
Wait a long time.
Yeah. And that's why streaming is so much fun. I have immediate interaction with people that I can answer a question for, not what question do they have and what video should I make. So the one part about this that's been helpful too is, that's what they want to see a video on. I can go make that.
But how do you make money from the website? From Google? I guess Google?
AdSense.
The ads?
Yeah. You I have people, I can write a little bit. I know people who write. So, you invest, build a website. I mean, SEO is kind of my job. So
I guess what it is people see Street Speed 717. They see those girls that do the makeup. They see
I'm sorry.
the ones that have 1.5 plus million subscribers and their videos being shown, been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. And that, somebody said, well, how are they doing it? They're driving a car. Everybody has a car. Not everybody has a reef tank.
But Joey is doing okay, King of DIY. But he also tells the story of when YouTube wasn't making money. Like, it was years. He almost lost his family to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't making money then. He said now in hindsight, when you look at it, it was kind of, but there were years he went by when he wasn't making money. And then there were also times before I think they call it the adpocalypse. There was times when he thought he was going to be living good, and then the apocalypse happened and his income dropped by a lot. So, there's a lot. Yeah, man. I like I said, I think.
No, exactly. Look at his subscriber count, though, 751,000.
Yeah, but it took him a lot of work
to get to there. Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Just like. If
but I'm going to show you, for instance. Go look up Street Speed 717. Okay, and you know who Doug DeMuro is? Does anybody watch his videos?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, no, there you go. So if you're not a car guy, you're not going to know who this is. So Street Speed 717 has 667,000 subscribers, but his view counts are off the frickin' hook. Yeah. Right? So he's balancing that out. But then if you go look up, who is it? Philip DeFranco. You guys have all heard of Philip DeFranco, I'm going to imagine.
Nope. Don't know who that is either. No.
6 million subscribers.
No.
Millions of views every time he puts a video, and he puts a video out every day.
Man,
what does he do?
I'm only on YouTube.
Mostly news. I'd call it news.
I'm only on YouTube to watch reef tank videos. Like, I don't.
Me too, man.
I'm like, exactly. And my kids watch like Ryan's Toys reviews and a couple other things. But other than that, man,
yes,
I'm just here. I work from home, so I got a lot of free time to listen. So that's what YouTube is. It's like background noise. I used to listen to the radio.
Whoever put out like Ryan's Toy reviews, they put out a video. They got like 1 million votes in like an hour.
In an hour. Yep, exactly.
It's crazy.
So it's knowing the market and knowing what you're going to go into. I am not doing that. I'm doing this because I love this hobby, right? So it's just understanding your market, right? There's lots of us, absolutely, but there's not enough of us to sustain this in any way. In fact, the only person who probably is probably Joey and Mark.
No, there's a couple other people. There's Solid Gold Aquatics. There's a few other people.
There's a handful, but not as many as.
Yeah, we can count on 2 hands. BRS TV.
BRS is probably.
Yeah, but that's just basically ads for them. Let's be honest.
It doesn't matter. It makes them money, though.
It makes them money.
Listen, I'm not going to say it's all ads, because the info they put out, it's useful, and nobody else has the resources to kind of do what they do, unless it was a business. Like, who has the resources to set up side-by-side tanks with tests? So some of it is ads, I agree. Some of it is self-serving, but a lot of it is not.
Nope, I love them. I refer people to them all the time. Am I on your bad side today?
No, with what?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just feeling a little like, why feel a little defensive here now?
No, I'm not defensive. I just hear, it's not got nothing to do with it, man. No, man. I just sometimes, I'm not a cynical person.
It's infuriating. I'd love to see it take off more for everybody that's doing this, right? And not because they're going to make money. I just like to see the numbers up for people. You know what I mean?
But the other thing that I love about BRS TV is everyone else who's starting out, who wants to make a business of it, not me. Everyone else has something to aim for, because before Joey, like, people probably thought like aquarium videos on YouTube didn't have so at least now if you're starting out, you're like, okay, Joey has 500,000 subscribers or 700,000. So there are people who are interested in that many people on YouTube. So the thing that BRS is doing that I like is they're blazing a trail for everybody, because now when they're starting out, you're like, oh yeah, I can get 100,000, because before BRS started, the BRS 160, like, you probably thought like, who the heck is going to be watching reef tank videos? It was probably more of a, let me do it as a hobby and not a money-making thing. But when you look at the numbers they're getting, you're like, okay, this is serious. Like, we can do so. That I love about them, that they're blazing the trail for
exactly.
For those of you, not me, but those of you.
They kept me in the hobby.
Else.
Yeah, BRS kept me in the hobby. Watching the 52 weeks of reefing when I was going through all the crap I went through. it became something of I had something to watch. You know what I mean? Or go watch and be inspired. And that's the big thing. You want to inspire people, right? Like I had somebody the other day, and they didn't message me in the thing, and I would have been fine if they did. I'm not looking for smoke getting blown up my ass. But they watched me deal with hair algae and do it quick, right? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't recommend that, right? You gotta be very careful when you do that. Like I'm constantly face down in the sump, testing my water and making sure everything's okay because I did it in a way. You got to have a little experience to deal with it because it can really wreck your tank, right? And my corals are showing it. They're not bad, but they're definitely showing me like, oh, you've messed with the water, dickhead. So that, but he was like, I have it. He goes, and I dealt with it sort of like you, and he told me what he did, and he did it right. And, he's ready with his water change like I had said and everything, and now he's getting rid of his algae, right? So I'm not going to name him. He wants to talk about it, he can. So I thought that was kind of cool that I helped somebody, actually really help somebody get rid of something that was pissing them off, right?
So on that note, I'm going through right now that ugly phase, a month in, I think, or 5 weeks in, where everything is all brown. My rock's all brown. Yeah, but it's not dust. It's not dust. It's not coming off. It's permanently like on.
Yep.
Is it? It's just gonna go away by itself, right? Just leave it, let it be.
It should eventually go away on its own, yeah. And you got a cleanup crew and all the normal stuff, right? Like you got enough experience. Like, how many snails do you have?
I have like 5 margarita snails, and like 5 other snails. I forgot what they're called. So I like 10.
And how big's the tank again?
100-gallon.
Oh, keep going. Go buy more.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah. No, I didn't want to kill them.
No, I know that you won't. They can survive on stuff we can't see, right? So a snail, there can be a film we can't even tell it's there. They can see it and still feed on it, right? So the basic idea: get yourself some trochus, right? Purple banded trochus or whatever. They're really, really efficient, especially with diatom.
I got the margaritas, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah. Are they bigger margaritas?
No, they're I don't know, about like an inch or so, not even half an inch.
That's a bigger one. Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. And if they're doing the job and you're seeing it go away, leave it be. But in a 100-gallon tank, I'd probably have about 50, 60 snails. Yeah.
What I did was I'm trying to get a fighting conch, conch, whatever you want to call them.
Whatever you want to call it, yeah.
So I'm waiting on that to come in. And I'm getting a few more what do you call it, margaritas. And I got some I think Sereth or whatever you call them, snails.
Sereth, you had it right.
Yeah, Sereth. But they're so small. They're like maybe like 2 rice grains put together. And when I got them, I'm like, oh crap, this ain't gonna do anything.
No.
So they're really not doing much.
They'll do a little. They will serve a purpose, of course, right? But I think it's funny. Like everyone's like hermit crab. Listen, I bought 10 little tiny hermit crab, Caribbean ones, right? And all those guys do is kill each other. That's all I see them doing, right? It's like I don't see them picking at anything. I don't see them doing anything. I just constantly see 1 or 2 of them fighting over each other, trying to steal the shells. So I put some shells in just for fun. I have some, right? And they totally ignore it. They still just want to kill each other. And I'm thinking, wow, you guys are just dumb. It's like I'm
not doing any crabs. I got 0 crabs in here.
I'm done. I'm not going to add any more. I'll just leave them there. And the wife's like, well, that's why we took out Dr. Doom. And I had a Marshall Island hermit crab, aka electric blue hermit crab, and he was massive. He was in a shell that was 4.5 inches long, and his left claw had to be the size of my baby fingernail. And he would just walk through the tank and knock everything over. Okay, didn't matter how well you glued it down. He was just so big, and the shell that he was in was kind of pointy. It had like the points on it and everything, so it would jam under stuff, and he'd just pull through until he got through. And any crab I put in there, I put a scarlet in. My wife likes the scarlet hermit crabs, the real bright red ones.
Yeah.
And you put it in the tank. I put it in the opposite end of the tank. He come down off the rock, ran over and killed it in 20 minutes.
Jeez. And I wanted to get some Australian snails, but they don't right themselves up. They can't flip themselves over. So I'm
constantly I have a stick from the window blinds, the plastic sticks that you use to open and close them, and I have to reach in even with trochus and flip every day. I'll go looking.
Yeah,
for them.
I ain't doing that. I don't want to deal with that. That's why I got the margaritas. They flip themselves over, and that's it. I ain't dealing with that. I don't have time to sit here and flip snails over.
I only do it once a day. You flip yourself in the morning, you're there till tomorrow morning, buddy. Hope you survive. I just got tired of it, except for the big zebra turbos I got, because just I don't want them rotting in my tank. And they're still alive. Those guys, I don't know how, but those 3 zebra snails that are now been alive a year. And I'm like, wow, I've had, my trochus I've had since the beginning. I got lucky. I put my trochus in my 45-gallon bow front, and they bred, and I wound up with over 400.
Jeez.
Right, so I got all these snails, and they cleaned that rock beautiful too, right? Because all these guys are feeding, and it sustained me in the hobby for the first 6 months. I was selling them at $250 a piece, and people were coming and buying. So 10 of them's $22, and they're just constantly. I was getting really. I got lucky. Yeah. Astrea trochus can. It depends on your substrate. They don't like Fiji pink too much, Dave. Yeah, they have a hard time writing themselves on it.
I heard the first part of what Exclusive said about his tank. One of the things also, Exclusive, I think sometimes before your rock develops that biofilm or coralline algae starts to grow on it, it's more susceptible to algae. So I just think you need like more cleanup crew than what you have, and you'll be good to go. I don't think you need to do anything, which is the reason why I'm taking out the urchins. Because the thing about the urchins is they clean the rock down to like its bare bottom. And they did the job that I wanted them to do, but now I need to get them out, man.
Yeah, I'm putting in one baby one in my tank. One.
Oh, one in a 75 was good enough.
So Aquarium Depot, I received an egg can that was dead, and I received also the shrimp that died in like half an hour. They credited me, so now I'm looking to get that fighting conch, and maybe I'll get some more snails. But they also had a cucumber that was about like an inch, and I was debating about getting that.
Yeah, Tina just had and I'll tell you, I'm still itchy about it, and I hope it's not the case for her, but she ordered a fire shrimp, and when she took him out of the bag, he was almost see-through. It was like a light pink color. I don't think he made it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy any more shrimp online. I'll just go to the store and pick them up.
Yeah, shrimp I had my favorite story about a fire shrimp. I bought one. He was tiny too, so I was going to have a lot of time with him. And when I say tiny, he was maybe half an inch long. And we acclimated him for 3 hours. Like I went full hog, make sure it was no sensitivity issues. We put him in the tank. My wife fed him. He ate. Went over in the corner. Literally 20 seconds later, and keeled over.
Oh,
no, that's what happened to mine.
Yeah, right.
I had the cleaner shrimp, and acclimated him for like 2 hours, and then I put him in the tank. He went into rock work. 20 minutes later, I see him floating. I'm like, what the? I was like, what happened?
Yeah, I know. You know those things. I find that I had the same experience. I find that they either die immediately within a day, or you have them for years until something kills them. Because it took me like 2 or 3 tries before I got a good one. But once I got a good one, he was good until the coral banded shrimp kind of killed them. But I kind of had the same experience. That's funny hearing you guys say that.
Yeah, but
same experience.
These damn shrimps are expensive, man.
Yeah, I wanted like a whole bunch of fire shrimp because the red dashing around. But man, them things are expensive. You're absolutely right.
I mean, it's good that they give you like that 14-day live thing, like Live Aquarium and everywhere else, or else I would never get them because the chances of dying are just so great.
I have a coral banded shrimp that's been through like the worst water quality issues. If you want him, if I can catch him and you want him, you can have him, man, because he prevents me from having like any kind of exotic shrimp because he takes them out. And he's so big.
So why would I want him? I don't want him.
Yeah, coral bandits are fun, yeah.
The hawkfish, when he comes out and he's all extended with his tentacles, he looks nice. I think Nat King gave me a hawkfish that, ended up being a pain in the butt. I thought the hawkfish would take him out. He didn't. He was so big. I guess the hawkfish was scared of him.
Scared the bandit shrimp was going to take him out.
Yeah. I need to get him out, but I'm just tired of digging around the tank.
Yeah. I had a buddy had a coral banded shrimp, went right over and ate his euphyllias. Just doop, 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 just right before I watched him do it. I wish I had that on video. It was hilarious. It was sad, but it was hilarious because he was so adamant he wanted this, and I'm like, well, they're great, man, but they do tend to kind of do that, right?
Yep. Hogfish and shrimp. Rah! Dive bomb.
Yeah.
Do-
Yum, 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 yum. Yep.
Do any of you guys have any turbo snails?
I got
Oh,
zebra
like-
turbos. I don't have Mexicans. No.
I got some gigantic ones. If you want them, they're like maybe 2 inches. They're ginormous.
No, I'm just looking online, you know, just to get an idea of what's what.
You've got to remember the snails, they feed off algae and that. If there's no food on the rocks and all that, like turbos, they'll just go for a full rock in a day. They need food. I won't bother buying one if you've got no algae or anything.
He said he
You
has.
better have a serious algae problem, yeah.
Don't get a bunch of them though. You know, don't look at that clean up crew problem. Clean up crew package like what they sell online because they give you way more snails than you need.
Yeah, no. I'm doing, a la carte.
Yeah, I could give you some gigantic snails if you're interested. If you have algae, and then when
No,
they're
I don't.
done,
The problem, the problem that I'm having is that I don't have any of my corals glued down. I didn't glue anything down because I don't know where I'm gonna keep what. So right now I just have them in plugs and I have them in like holes, and it's staying and it's okay. But if I get like huge snails, they're gonna freaking knock everything over.
Oh, urchins too. They'll pick stuff up and drag them around. But the thing about some of these turbo snails is they'll clean right up to the edge. If the stuff was at least glued down or at least jammed in a rock, they'll clean right up to the edge of the coral. But in terms of knocking stuff up, when they're big, they can be clumsy. The one that's toppled the frag rack because they were on it. The ones I have are so gigantic. I've seen them topple frag racks before because they just hang on to it and then it keels over. Exclusive, man. You got to do that barbecue today, man.
Oh no, we're going. I mean, and my father went to the store. He got. You ever had live shrimp? Hello.
Hello?
I'm here.
I'm here.
I think everybody else fell off. I thought I fell off again.
No, Seymour's here.
No, a phone call came in and then like the phone just
Seymour.
starts ringing. I can't give you a heads up or anything. Yes.
You ever had live shrimp?
Life?
Yeah, live, like alive. When you buy them live.
And then cook them yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about like prawns. I'm talking about like small little live shrimp. They're like $15 a pound.
Yeah, I've bought. Yeah.
Those things are amazing. I mean, the taste. Yeah.
Oh, in Jamaica, I used to go catch my own stuff and cook.
Yeah, those the ones with the rocks.
Rips actually went to the sea, got some, and he's put them in his fish tank.
Exclusive is talking about to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, I eat those.
Yeah, that's the ones that Rip's got. He got the ones that you eat, and he's put them in his fish tank.
I thought about doing that, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I don't know how well that would go.
Oh man, yeah. That's one of the reasons I can't wait to get a house, man. Oh man, I grill so much stuff. Whew.
Yeah, my parents grill. I mean, from now until like probably October, when they're here.
Yeah, my wife's making. We're having ham. We're having a traditional kind of dinner or whatever, and I was having a good laugh. She's got this new thing she wants to try from work, and it's apple spice crumble, and it uses spice cake mix without the eggs. And I'm like, okay, right? And I can't wait. My diabetes is going to be off the bloody hook today. That's what's going to be like. Greg, what's your sugars? Don't ask.
Hey, sounds good.
Oh, it does. It sounds tasty. I'm like, I'll go out and get it. She goes, well, we can get it tomorrow. No, I'll go get it right now.
Yeah. not like mushy peas. That doesn't sound enticing at all.
I knew you were going to say that.
Beautiful. Mushy peas, fish chips, and
Oh my gosh! Don't say gravy sauce. Oh, curry
No,
sauce.
no,
Oh.
curry. Gotta be curry.
Got to be curry, yeah.
I was going to say, in fact, I went to the chip shop the other day, and I rang Seymour up when I was at the chip shop, and I was pouring curry on a battered potato when I see him.
Oh my gosh! Curry on a battered.
He's got to do a video just to gross it. Oh, right the hell out.
Oh my gosh!
It looked nice.
We'd all watch it.
Yeah. See, Seymour watched it live.
Oh my God! It was the most disgusting thing.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I can't think of a Canadian food that's that bad. I guess poutine might make them kind of grossed out. Maybe. French fries with barbecue sauce and
what's wrong with that?
I keep saying that.
What's wrong with that, man?
Yeah, with cheese curds.
Oh yeah, they sell that here. That's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my thing, but I've had it before.
Oh, okay. You've had poutine then. Yeah.
Poutine is like cheese sauce with bacon in it. Oh yeah, that's like a heart attack.
We have that, yeah. Nice.
It's like a heart attack waiting to happen, but yeah.
Yeah. I prefer it with. I like it with liver gravy. Yeah.
In fact, I had that when I went to not with liver gravy, but I had that when I was in Oman.
Oh yeah.
I love liver.
Liver's awesome. Beef liver. Not a big fan of pork liver, but I like beef liver.
Lamb liver.
Oh
yeah.
No. What?
Hate it.
We're just Oh, he hates it. No, dude. Keep you alive.
No. I don't know about lamb liver, but I know beef liver. And I had kidney before. Oh, listen, man. Yeah. When I went back to Jamaica and they had that on the resort for breakfast. Oh man.
You know what's really funny?
Liver, onions, and gravy.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the liver gravy.
Chips and peas. Man. Chips and mushy peas. Ooh.
My wife was looking at me like, "What? Don't kiss me after." It's like
I'm not even joking, you know. I'm not joking. That's what they do over here. If I go to the chip shop, I can ask for liver, chips, mushy peas, liver, onions, and gravy.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, here it would be. We batter it, right? So you make a flour pepper combo. Right, roll it up and cook it in deep bed of butter, and then you have peas and French fries with it. We don't do mushy peas. Well, I guess they're canned peas, so they're kind of mushy.
Rip said Italian poutine. What's that?
You use spaghetti sauce instead of gravy. The grossest thing ever happened to me food-wise, I mean, I don't like Brussels sprouts. That's just me. I get that, lots of people don't like certain foods or whatever, and I love broccoli, so go figure. But when I moved to Germany and we went to the Concern, I'll never forget seeing the whole cow's head sitting there, and it was head cheese. So it was in the top of the cow's skull, right? And it was, okay. Somebody eats that. What are you talking about? Somebody eats that.
In fact, let me get me pictures of it. Oh, man.
Like, anybody here ever eaten head cheese? And I suppose there should be the other one I should tell you about in Canada, prairie oysters.
I don't know what that is.
That is cow balls. That is bull balls cooked up. I would not personally eat it, but yeah, no, thank you. Nope. Yeah, cow nuts. Go for it, folks. You go ahead and eat them.
Oh yeah, we have that. We call it cow cod. In Jamaica, we eat that. We call it cow cod soup. We do eat that.
Yeah, so there you go, right? Like but I just couldn't. I don't know why. It's like, I'm not chomping on someone's manhood. Nope.
I come in the apartment and I hear myself. My wife is listening to the stream.
Yeah. Diver down under. Same thing. Prairie oysters, Rocky Mountain oysters. Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be a Midwest thing. You guys can have it. Yeah.
Here we go. Watch this. Right.
Okay.
This is. Let me turn the camera on. Right. Look, this is an old man. This is the butcher's.
Yeah, look at that. And Rip, I'm not that stupid. If you're eating rooster eggs, I wouldn't buy anything else from that guy.
Seymour, you're looking at that.
Oh,
that's one. Hang on. Not finished. Wait. That's just one. Ready? Where's the next one?
What the hell? I don't want to see my food
Come
looking at
on.
me. Like, why would you do that? Well, you know what? I guess I'm pretty sick because I'll sit there and eat fish and chips in front of my fish tank. Hey guys, that could be you. You know.
So they've got the this is the other one. Look. See, they've even put food in its mouth. Look.
Yeah. Yummy.
And we've got camel. There you go. Look.
I've never seen that, but I eat goat. I love curry goat.
Yep.
Yeah. Camel $3.99.
Oh, I'll eat it. I don't want it looking at me while I eat it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, whatever country you go to, that's what they eat. You can't. They don't know any different. You know what I mean? So.
Well, it's like in Newfoundland. If you go drinking, they find out it's your first time on the rock, because that's the nickname for Newfoundland. They'll screech you in and make you kiss the cod. So I don't know how they pull this off, but you're in a bar and all of a sudden here's this codfish, and they're making you drink their version of moonshine, and now you got to kiss this fish.
Bubba, I'm down for some camel talk. How much is that, Paul? Dave, Goat's Head Soup, Great Stones album.
Yeah. Well, Bubba, for you, it's about $50 an hour, and she works down on the corner. Eyes the buys, builds the boat, and brings it home to Liza. Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, Roscoe, I'm kissing no cod. Yeah, and then eat the cod tongue. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
I love cod.
I love salted cod, man. Oh, why do we always talk about food? What the hell's wrong with us?
Salted cod is great.
Yeah, it is. Salted cod is. My wife just keeps like, it's really expensive now. It used to be cheap, but now I'm like, what the hell? You know what it is? The hipsters get onto the certain food, and all of a sudden, oh, well, we can raise the price now. They're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, my mom buys the whole. It's a fish, so she buys the whole fish, and they cut it into like portions. But she spends a good like $80 on one of them.
Yeah, you do, right? The only way my wife can do it too, right? She knows how to make it as well, and it's like. But for us to get a whole cod, I don't even know. I think last time we looked, it was like, no, that ain't happening. Yeah.
Yeah, we get the Norwegian. We got the Norwegian cod.
Norwegian, yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Our chip shops, they use cod. You know, when we have fish and chips, British fish and chips, they use cod. And for us, just to have like a piece of fish, battered fish, it's about £4 just for a battered fish.
Yeah. We get, usually we end up with halibut. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that as like the next one down.
Yeah. Yeah, cod's the expensive fish, then halibut, then garbage fish from there, right?
Yeah.
I think what's funny is my wife likes eating it's imitation crab meat, which is basically pollock, and they dye the skin red that they leave on it, so it looks like like crab. I'm like, no, I ate it, and it tastes like nothing.
Yeah, they do pollock here and all. Like you can have that. That's like I think that's the cheapest that they do.
Yeah. That's like the welfare fish and chips, right? Is that what you're saying?
In a way.
Yeah, in a way, right? You can't afford it. You can't afford it because you is on the welfare and your dad's an alcoholic. Want a lick? Psych. Anyway.
See, that makes me laugh. Eddie Murphy, you know what
that's like, if you have not watched Delirious, get the hell off this stream and go watch Delirious. It'll make your whole day.
Yeah. Look how tight his trousers are on.
Oh, God, that was hilarious. And when he did Raw, it was the same thing. Really? I mean, that first section is a bit homophobic, but it was the early 80s, folks. Everybody was homophobic. Yeah. And actually, he even says, I got nothing against them. He goes, it's just after we're done, they say what they say. And I'm like, all right, you go do that. I'm going to go have a beer. Lord only knows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. My God. Although Dave Chappelle, I think, did the best stuff with Eddie Murphy. When he did Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories.
Yeah.
That was truly funny. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, he's not good anymore as an actor. He's just crap now. Anything he's in.
Well, he made his money. Pluto Nash really put a dent in his career. Even though he's done Shrek and stuff since, it really kind of nailed him.
I think his best ones are. Let me think. Some of his old stuff.
Well, I love him in Trading Places.
Do you know what? I watched that last week again.
Yeah, he's brilliant in that. I can walk. It's a miracle. Yeah. Been a long time since I've seen an Eddie Murphy movie. When I think about it. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I think today.
Yeah.
I'll do this live stream. When the live comes back, I'm going to shut the live stream down. I'm going to tuck into my Sunday roast. So I've got my chicken done. I've got my lamb done. I've got my roast potatoes in the oven. I've got my carrots, my broccoli, my cabbage. I've got my mashed potato done. I've got some stuffing and Yorkshire puddings. Yum, 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 yum.
Nice. I got a little bit of tank work to do today. Think I'm going to move that urchin today to let him start nomming on that coralline algae in my 120. And then I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Like I said, my systems, it's going to be shitty for a couple of weeks because what happened, to this.
Yeah. Yeah, your system's going to go a bit dirty, yeah. Not bad, though. Really, I mean, I get it, Paul, and I'm the same way. I get right bent out of shape when shit breaks. Like I said, there's a video that shows me when my bubble blaster went on my Reef octopus, shooting lightning out of my eyes and setting the bucket on fire. You didn't see it a few months back, though, when the corals died, did you? I got lucky. No, my corals didn't die.
Yeah, well, like I had the heater blew up. Like Phil was saying, his heater blew up and his things died.
Oh, I've been lucky. I've had a heater go. But...
When he said it, I thought, no. Well, that's what happened to me. My heater exploded, and then it sent us like a shock through the system. It blew my wave maker. So my wave maker went, and then I had 4 colonies in my system. I had a strawberry shortcake, which was about 4 or 5 inches. Then I had like 4 other acro colonies. All of them completely stripped within a day.
Yeah.
But only the big colonies died, the big colonies.
I was laughing and joking around last night, and it's very true. You wake up, and it's like you hear Paula Abdul, starting of a brand new day, in your head. And by the end of the day, all you can hear is Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas. Because, that just seems like every day we're dealing with something. And I enjoy my tank. I do. But there are just days like that where you're just like, no matter what you do, it just seems like you can't win, right?
Yeah.
I would hate to have what happened with you. I've had stuff die. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't. I've had a lot of stuff die in a very short amount of time.
Roscoe here. Roscoe, Paul, I've got a Red Sea. How are you going to replace the frame? Can you get them from Red Sea? Now, listen to this. I've searched high and low on everything I've Red Sea, and no, you cannot buy them. You've got to buy a new Sump. I'm lucky. Dave's going to send me one that he's took off an old Red Sea Reef for Sump. So I'm landing on my feet there, but you can't buy them. You cannot buy them.
So you can't buy just that mechanism. You got to buy the whole Sump.
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't sell that mechanism. They don't sell it. Obviously, it's one of them where they don't expect it to break because it's not supposed to be touched. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't touch it. Now, if the stock's going in and out, has pulled on it and it's like broke it.
It broke it, yeah. I don't know what to... I'm so glad I didn't sink my money into one because they do look really good. I mean, the glass on the tank does look really good. I mean, it really does.
No.
But it's like... I was looking at it. Where do you put a refugium? There was no spot for that. There was no spot for the things I wanted, right?
Well, the thing is, you hit it on the nail there. One, there's no refugium in it. Right? When I got it, it was one of these where I was thinking about doing a refugium, getting a baffle and all that because you couldn't get a baffle for it.
Right.
Now, when you're thinking about it, it's too small. When you try to put your your skimmer in there, you've got to buy a really, really thin line skimmer, which are not that good. So, no, that was out of the question. So I thought, right, well, I'll do it the other way. I'll get a reactor, I'll run a reactor, and I'll do things mechanically. Like I put some rocks in there, and I got one of them Brightwell blocks, for like mechanical filtration and things like that. So I did it that way, and then the filter socks were my lifeline in a way, changing them every other day, which was taking all the crap out. Now that's gone, I've got nothing. So I can see my phosphates and nitrates climbing over this next week or so until Dave sends this part. But I have put, in the bubble catcher, I put filter floss in there.
Yeah, you were saying you did. So you should catch most of it.
I'll catch it from going back into the system, but I'm not going to catch it from hitting the deck, in the sump.
In the sump itself, yeah. So you're going to be dealing with detritus in the sump.
Yeah. That's my big worry.
Yeah, I actually got myself on a schedule for changing my socks, and when I didn't, that's when I had nitrates and I had phosphates in epic proportions, right? And I'm like, okay, so I got that under control, and I change my filter socks every 3 days, even if they don't look like they need it. I still do it, and a friend of mine's like, well, man, that must be hard. And it's like, if I didn't have a washing machine, I wouldn't even have filter socks. Because I literally have to wash 5 filter socks every 3 days and rotate them. And everyone's like, well, buy more socks. Well, they're not cheap, you bell end.
Yeah.
They're not free. Right?
Everyone's telling me to take the skimmer offline and then just use it as a refugium.
You can run a system without it, but I've always been told if you've got high-end acro, no, you must have one because you need to take out that extra amount. That's what I've been told. Am I wrong?
Well, then, Paul, if you take the skimmer offline and using refugium only, first you have to wait for that refugium to kick in, and then you're gonna have to invest in you have to get a good refugium light. You can't just use any cheap old refugium light.
Oh no, that I would know, yeah.
I wouldn't risk it though. I don't want to do that. I'd rather. Even if I got a skimmer, running it just a few hours, I wouldn't want to not run a skimmer at all. That just worries me a little bit.
Yeah, it does me. That's why I'm always like, no.
Yeah. I'd rather than, have the skimmer still run and then maybe either run it for less hours per night or something, find the right balance. But no skimmer, I don't know. That scares me a little bit.
No, so I found out why my I don't know if you guys were in there when I had that friend here locally who had the coral beauty die, and he said he had to tear his reef apart to get it out. I guess it died under the rock. I still don't get it, but anyway.
Did he get it out?
Rip, you are an arse, man. You are the living, dying bell end, aren't you? I love you, man. Yeah, well, I had a couple drops of money in test, a couple hours. I think Rip's just ripping. What are you trying to see if I can take it? I grew up with brothers, man. You bring it on. Hell, I'm not going there. So I bet you it'd be the one stream my brother would watch. What were you talking about me, man? Yeah, because you're an ass. Go back to your conspiracy theory forums and pray to Jesus. It's all good, man. Smoke a little more weed. You'll be fine. Just saying. I'm just saying.
That's your brother?
Yeah, he's. It's. Sometimes, do you love him? I said it's kind of hard to love him. I said I'll tell you. Yeah, my last interaction with him is it's at least they've been civil. But prior to that, it was he threw a hot coffee in my face because he just didn't like it that I told him to get out of my room. So I thumped him, and he went around telling everybody how he thumped me, and I just didn't bother with it. Whatever. My mother just looks at him when he says that and goes, I was there,
Do any of you guys keep starfish in your tank?
If I can get them, yeah. Like my white pipe organs, those little brittles that come in on your coral? I'll take them off before I dip. I'll put them in my tank. I'll just keep an eye on them and stuff because my wrasse actually in my 20s eating them, so it's all good.
What's that? Yeah. Starfish, did you say?
Yeah, those little brittles. I've had a sand sifter, but they're too sensitive, man. Yeah,
I've got a sand sifter. I've had it since it was tiny. That was pretty big. I have one, and I have 2 brittles, the big ones. Do you want a serpent?
And a serpent, yeah. The only thing I've been warned about with serpents is when they get a little too big, they like to jump on sleeping wrasse. So
yeah, mine don't even move. They're under a rock, and that's where they live. They don't even move from that rock.
Yeah, so they're getting enough out of the system.
Yeah.
But do they hang out like on the sand or in the rocks?
Usually serpents are in the rock.
They're under the rocks. They stay under the rocks. The legs just pop out every now and then, but you never see anything. They never move. Every now and then they'll swap from one rock to another. So when they've used all the food under one rock, they'll go to another rock and they'll stay there for another 6 months.
Yep.
Yeah, these things will freak me out. If my hands are in the tank, they will freak me out if they touch me.
I was laughing about that last night. How many people have had their hand in the tank, had something touch them, and for whatever reason you freak out and you rip your arm out and you knock something off, or you put, I know Angelic Ways knocked an XR15 into his tank doing that. Like,
I do it all the time. I always shit myself. Always do it.
Are you kidding me? My tank is high, right? Because my stand is like 40, 41 inches, something like that. So I'm on top of like this five stair, I guess, like stair, whatever you call those, I don't know, benches or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And my hand's in the tank, and I had an inch freaking clown nipped me on my arm, and I jumped so hard I almost fell and broke my tank on my head and everything else.
Everybody does. I'm so used to getting attacked by my fish. I got over it, but like my wife can't put her hand in the tank if they nip her. Like, it's like, yeah, it's just hilarious. We all do it.
So what do you think about getting like 2 or 3 like blue leg crabs, just to be able to get into those crevices to clean up the rocks?
I mean, you can just remember that they're bell ends, right? As long as you're aware of what they're going to do,
I'll be very careful with the crabs. And again, crabs, they need algae. They want algae. They don't want the food you put in. They just want to go around the rocks and nip all the algae off the rock.
But once they got that cleaned up and you're putting food in, or they figure out you're putting food in, they'll tend to ignore it and just go for the food you put in. Yeah.
And if they're inside your corals, they'll go to your corals and start eating out of your corals.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, the fighting conch that I was gonna order, they just emailed me saying that it was in back order. They don't have it.
And hold on, and I know I'm late to the party. And crabs kill snails for their shells.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But only if the shells are bigger than theirs.
Yeah, you think that, but what they don't know until they try to get into it, so they'll kill the snail, try to get into it, go, it's too small, and get back into their own shell.
Yeah, I got enough empty snail shells to prove that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's the same thing with when you were talking. I thought you were going to talk about the blue starfish like Linkia, and then the red phromias and all that stuff. The problem with them, and I've seen more people waste $80 buying those things and kill them. And they're like, well, what did I do wrong? Well, how long did you acclimate it for? And it's like, well, I did it for 30 minutes. It's like, no, you got to do it for like 3 hours. You got to give him tons of time. And when you put him in the water, you can't take him out of the water. And they're like, oh,
starfish?
Yeah, Linkias and Phromias, the red and the blue ones, you can't take them out of the water. Right?
See, that's another reason. That's another reason I'd never get a sponge, because I just don't trust anybody's water in the tank.
Yeah.
I mean, from the LFS.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough call, man. It is. It's one of those things. If you really want it, then the risk is yours.
Get a tiger one, then. A tiger one is saying next week.
Yeah. I love how Roscoe was saying, it's, thump your clown. I have footage of me thumping my clowns. Give them a good whack. Nope, right back at me. They don't care. Yeah. They just sound like Joe Pesci on a fit.
Yeah. You looking at me?
You looking at me?
You make me laugh?
Yeah. Do I amuse you? Nope. I'll tell you. Oh.
Happy Easter, Brian.
Yep.
I've got crabs and I've got loads of snails. But what it is with my crabs and snails, they're all scared to come out during the day because of the rats I've got.
Yep.
So in a way, I'm lucky that I've still got my crabs and snails, because the rats do obliterate them. Without a second thought, they'll just eat them. Roast potatoes done.
There you go.
Carrots. No.
No. I like how we keep saying crabs, and my mind just keeps going to the maybe you shouldn't have slept with her. Yeah. I think I'm going to just get a shirt made that says "Got crabs." You know, with the question mark. Yeah. What jazz? Oh.
See, I've done a nice dinner, and the wife's still not in. You know what I mean? Look at this up to you. Show you this up to you. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh.
Ooh. You guys see how small that stove is?
Oh, we're in the UK.
I know, you guys. I don't know how you cook a meal.
Yeah. This is only half of it. The other half's on the other side. Ours are split into two.
Oh, stores. I wonder if any stores are open here today. Probably not.
A lot of ours are shut.
Yeah.
Oh, you got crabs. Before I met my missus, I did. But no.
It's all cleared up. It's all cleared up.
Yeah.
I use that blue ointment. Fix that right up.
I said, I've only got hermit crabs. That's all I've got in my system. I said, any crabs I put into my system, even acro crabs, they'll last a day. A day. They're not even a day. As soon as I put them in, they know they're there, the rats and eat them.
No.
There's no hope for crabs in my system. My shrimps. I used to have loads of shrimps in here until I put the 2-spot wrasse in there. Then the day after, I found out that I had no shrimps left because I'd eaten them all. Chicken in. Beef in. Stuffing in. Let's have a look on here. Paul, even Tesco is shut. Ah, Raven, Tesco's not shut because I went before. Over here anyway. Yeah, Tesco was open. Tesco was shut. Tesco was open. The Americans want to know what Asda is, all their things. It's owned by Walmart. So, our version of Walmart.
There we go. All right, we'll find out if it's open.
You know what? I forgot to put the Yorkshire puddings in. Let's do it. Right, Bubba, you know, just running Arrow at the moment. Tempers all up. I've just run, what is it? 50, 10, about 12.5 gallons of Arrow.
I got to stop being lazy. Actually, brew some RO up for the reservoir for my 120 because it's 30 gallon, and I think I dumped like 4 gallons in to shut the sensor up last night. So yeah, I better fill that up. I think I got 15 gallons sitting in the bucket ready to go.
Michael's done a water change. You've seen his post? He put a
No.
post up. Yeah,
Did he actually do it? Did he actually get to it?
Yeah, he did it.
Oh, that's good, I guess. A little bit, Ash. I got a little bit of experience with them. What do you want to know?
I know nothing. It's all yours. Overflow box. What, like
If it's-
a box or a refugium? Because I used to have a
No,
refugium.
I think it means an overflow box, like a CPR
Right.
or a Aquarium one. It's like you better make sure that you've got an aqua lifter on that, because if you don't, you're gonna have a bad time. Listen, Kat, we're gonna have a talk here. Get
All
off
right.
my desk.
I'm
Thank
gonna be heading out. You guys have a good day.
You too.
Maybe I'll be back later. Enjoy your day.
You too, man. Happy Easter.
Guys.
Yeah,
You too.
happy.
Yeah, I like Rip. Seriously, don't do it. Yeah, it's. You can do it, Ash. They're such a pain in the ass. Yeah, they work. I mean, in a pinch, I know a guy who did it before he could get the drilling, and he got, even with an aqua lifter, he still had an overflow. So. Yeah. But what do I know? I'm a bell end, so. Yeah. You know what's funny? Here's a dichotomy. If I brew 6 cups of coffee, we run out. If I brew a whole pot of coffee, we don't drink it all. And if I make 8, we don't drink it all. Come on. No, I'll just do 6 more. Oh, come on, Cat. What the hell? What do you want? Come here, dummy. Oh. My female cat's just a big suck because my 2 males pick on her all the time. And she's a bit of a bitch. I mean, she really is. But it's just every day, 10, 15 times a day, I'll be sitting here. I'll be trying to make a video, and here's this cat right up in my face. And at least when I'm messing around with water, she won't come around. But that big male of mine that you see in the cleaning video, that guy's, if water's running, he's there. He's the weirdest cat in the world. He loves water. That's all right. I thought I'd try catnip on him. Actually, didn't make a difference. I thought I was at least hoping to get like mellow. Yeah. No. And she does drink my coffee because I put cream in it. You know, I got a hot tip for anybody who's got cats and dealing with a reef tank. I use packing tape, you know, the clear wide Scotch tape, and I run that over my arms before I put my arm in the tank to get all the cat hair off me.
Would a lint roller also work?
It would, yeah. Yeah, anything that would normally take cat hair away. If I'm wearing nitrile gloves, you know, the rubber gloves, that'll do it too, but it actually pulls on my hair, so yeah. Tape's a little easier on the arm, but yeah, lint roller would work too, sticky lint roller. Yeah. And people don't think of that, and all of a sudden there's cat hair floating through your tank. Look at that. Yeah. Fish don't eat it. That's good.
See, I've got a dog.
Same idea, right?
Yeah, you always, like I say, it's not like really fur because it's a staff wool. Like.
Yeah.
And the hairs that you find, you look in your filter socks, hairs. I don't know where they come from. Right?
You know exactly where they come from now, right? It's like, yeah, it's hilarious, right? Like, you're just like, you don't think about certain things like that, like cat hair in your tank, and you scratch.
Yeah, well, I'm always pulling the wife's hair out of there, so I don't know what she's doing while I'm not here.
Yeah, exactly, right? Use a vacuum cleaner with a hose. What the hell did I miss there?
Use a vacuum cleaner with a hose. I don't have it, but let me get Paul to drop one.
The world.
There you go.
The world. Like the world in bingo? No.
There you go. Hey, Rip, I'm doing it. I'm in the middle of cooking dinner.
Look at this, Kyle. Look at this. Can you say you're in the middle of cooking, girl?
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you, I'm sitting in this chair too much. I am. I think I bruised my ass.
All right, I'm trying to get 24 inches. I'm off.
It's Rip Van Winkle.
Hey, Rip.
Oops, wrong. Hold on. Wait, let me change the. Hold on. Logitech.
And demonetized in 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
I tell you what, Craig. Do you know Seymour? Like when I ring Seymour up, if he doesn't say bye before he hangs up, I ring him up every time to say bye.
There you go.
He gets wound up. Seymour.
Okay. I'm in the headphones now.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you
Not
doing?
much. Oh, geez. There's the gap in my teeth. How you doing?
All I want for Christmas.
Is my 2 front teeth. Yeah, no shiza.
So my tank survived.
Awesome.
How about that? Yeah.
How's the shrimp doing?
Yeah.
Shrimp are okay.
If you're saying they survived, what did you do again? Sorry. Wow, I'm just brain dead today.
What happened? No, you guys may not have heard. Like my return pump died, and like here is like Holy Week, so there's a big holiday.
Yep.
So no, the stores aren't open. I can't get a new return pump.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I was stuck, but finally Saturday the stores opened, and I lasted till then. And I went to get some Cheeto from the beach, and I just put it in there, and it's safe.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, when my pump, when I sent it back, I had to run a little pump in my refugium and run a hose over to the intake side just to keep it flowing. And I had to make sure the power heads were running in the main display. So that's how I managed it. But yeah, it's a hairy moment when you don't have your return running, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. She's in here with us. Tom's in here. How you, Tom?
What's up, Craig?
Not much, brother. Looking good there. Looking happy in there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday.
So your reef widow was taking exception to things, was she?
No, she wasn't.
No.
Getting pissed.
That's why I said reef widow.
Yeah, they all do. Don't worry about it. Except Seymour's, because we prefer his missus than him.
Yeah.
Paul, I'm very glad you didn't quit the hobby, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm still contemplating it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not allowed.
You're lying, Paul.
Wait till you guys get to know me properly.
It's
start getting pissed off, it'll be gone.
What did you do to Sump yesterday?
Yeah. What's that, Tom?
What did he do to your Sump yesterday?
All the section for the filter socks is knackered. And you can't add a filter sock to it. You can't modify it in any way because Red Sea are wankers. Oh, sorry. I meant Red Sea is not that good.
Tom, he broken it.
Yeah.
Red Sea's broken when you get it.
It's knackered.
I saw you was walking around with a lot of pizzas.
It's knackered.
What have you done now?
Yeah, there's no way to modify it, fix it, or anything. You can't buy
Nobody
the part.
understands my humor.
You can't buy the part for it. Luckily, Dave's got the part, so Dave's going to ship me the part out. Hopefully.
But you'll be really pissed off if the part arrives broken too.
Well, if that's the case, I will get rid of the system.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I'm not joking. The thing is, right, sumps are expensive to buy. And the only way to do to get this fixed, they make you buy a new sump. I can't afford a new sump.
A Sump are sickly expensive.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. You can afford a new sump. Do a DIY thing.
Cost 600 quid to get a new Sump.
No, these are about £250 for a Red Sea. But I also get a Red Sea one if I was going to get a new one anyway. I'd better get one with a refugium.
Get a bigger
so
Sump.
Wait a second, Paul. Your Red Sea sump broke on you, and you can't buy parts. You're going to get another Red Sea?
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't get another Red Sea, but to buy the new Red Sea sump, it's about £250.
That pisses me off to no end. You keep shut up. And it's not because you're talking about it. I just can't believe that they're that proprietary.
Who?
Red Sea.
All right, yeah.
Red Sea, yeah, like that fact that you can't get that part. You should be able.
You can get all the parts of Red Sea. You can buy all the pipe work and all that, but I think because that bit is like all glued on, you know, like supposed to be not removable.
Right.
That's why I think it is.
Yeah, wrong answer, but thank you for calling.
You can buy the draw. You can buy the draw for it, but you can't buy the part itself that the draw goes into, which is broke.
They should sell the part anyway. Like even
Paul,
if it's
you got room left or right of that that stand? Any room?
How do you mean?
Well, could you not do your pipe work and run a remote refugium?
Oh yeah, there is ways to do that. Yeah, you could drill out an hole through the seconds, like through to the second part, because there is a bit for a chiller.
Right.
So there is a section for a chiller, which is like 1.5 foot wide gap. So I could put a refugium in there.
Put a little cube in there or something, and
and
run it remote, pump it back, right?
A lot of people have done that. They've actually done it. So they just get like a return pump in one section, so they're sucking water out from water into the refugium, and then like pumping it back into the other side. They are doing it that way. I've seen a few people. There's a few different ways, but it's just a pain in the ass the way that you've got to do it.
This whole hobby's a pain in the ass.
Yes, it is.
Let's be honest. I mean, let truly, if we're all to be honest, there are certain things about this hobby that are just a royal pain in the noggin, right? You know, like, but it's in the end of the day, you got to figure out what it is you're actually trying to accomplish, right? I mean, you got a beautiful tank, man. You know, without a refugium, that tank still looks fantastic. You know what I mean? Just proves the point. You don't need to stick Chato in there and it's going to do everything for you, right?
Yeah.
But in this situation, if you had that refugium, even with that part broken, you'd be a little less stressed about this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the refugium is a good help.
Yeah. You know. Oh, I actually at least accomplished getting my ticker pods into the main display for the 120, by the way. Ugh. I don't know how the hell I've remembered, but I did.
Yeah. What it is with this hobby, when you got into this hobby, I knew it was going to be expensive. But when the expense keeps adding on top, and I need to know what people don't really understand, right? Some people assume that I get paid off the sponsors and that. I do not get 1 pence off any single sponsor I have.
No.
Not 1 pence. Or 1 penny. You know what I mean?
That's Nick's fault.
I don't get the thing. That's the thing. That you get money. You know, when you get sponsored, and I don't. So
no.
You don't get money from sponsors. You get stuff.
I'm so good. I'm so good. You see that? Yeah.
There you go. I think I need to make more coffee.
Lots more.
Yeah, I drink that like water. I swear to God.
Me too.
Yeah, I drink water like water.
12, 13 cups a day.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, how are you not dead?" And I'm like, "How are you alive?"
Yep. How can you get up in the morning without 5 cups?
I love that angel, man. Tom.
I know.
let's pin that there. Yeah.
I want to see when he starts changing colors.
Hello, Cruz.
Ah, Cruz is here.
Cruz is in, yeah.
It's Yoda. Cruz is the new Yoda.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no try. There is no try. Dude,
he's small and he has the knowledge.
Change the lyrics to Weird Al song a little bit. Well, I met him in a reef shop down in Dagobah. You know. And he bubbles all the time like a giant carbonated soda.
Oh, I'll tell you what I have been doing. Cruz will like this one. What I have been doing, Cruz, because I've got no sump, because I've got no filter socks, I've got the, I'm bubbling the sump. So when the crap goes in, it's bubbling up and pumping over into the bubble catching area where I put some filter floss. See?
You don't need filter socks. I don't use filter socks.
Have you got a review, Jim?
Yeah.
There you go then. Now this is what everyone's forgetting. You don't need filter socks. You've got a refugium. I don't have a refugium. I need filter socks.
Yeah, everything is mine is green in the refugium. Need to
there
clean.
You go. I think a lot of people don't realise. I think because people look at my system and they think, oh, he's got, and I don't have a refugium.
It's run without a refugium. For
Yeah,
now.
it runs great.
But it won't because I've got no filter socks.
Yeah. You have to hold off manually. Sit in the cabinet. Can't you zip tie it or something?
Can I what?
Zip tie the filter socks.
No, it's the way that it is. It's the way that this is developed. It's pathetic. It literally pours over like a waterfall, straight from the side. There's nowhere to catch it. It's got to go over like a little runway first, which is broke, into the filter socks. And because that's broke, it's just literally pouring over straight into the sump.
It's making a lot of noise now.
I can't do it. It's crap.
That's a bad design.
It is a bad design. Well, the design what they've done is good for the filter sock mechanism. It is good because you can like pull the socks in and out with a draw. That's good, but when it breaks, that's a bad design.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way to modify it.
That's the bad thing.
Juratic at Reef. Hello again. Feeling by complaining about the tank earlier, there are people here that have worse condition. No, the way that it is, tank is the way you see it. If you think it's in a bad state, you've got all the rights to say you want help, something's wrong. It's always the same. Like mine's just the filter sock thing that's broke. That's why I'm mourning. I'm not saying the system's a mess, 'cause it's not. It looks beautiful. So crystal clear. I'm just pissed off in a way. I'm not saying that things are not working. Yeah, but it's just I'm just pissed off. Yeah. Jericho, what's wrong? Yeah, Jericho, just explain what's wrong with your system. Juratic. I can never say that. Hello, Ollie. How are you doing? I'm going to ring the wife up, tell her that dinner's ready.
Did you see Fish of Hex, Sump?
No, I haven't watched him in a little while. Has he got a new video up?
Yeah, you showed his Sump yesterday in this video. Man, that Sump is gorgeous.
Isn't it? Eh? Yeah.
It's clean as nothing.
Yeah.
It's like a display tank.
Another line from Yoda for Cruz, right? Now, I know that Richard's got you really annoyed, but remember, if you kill him, then you'll be unemployed. You know? Anyway, enough of that. Silliness. It's getting too silly.
I didn't understand, Greg.
Oh, Richard's the guy that was giving him the beans in that dead stream.
Oh,
there,
yeah. I saw the debate stream, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it'd be funny if I could shoot a video and do it with him as a joke and show me beating him with that octopus on his head.
Yeah, tell me to do a meme.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
No, I'm just bugging you, buddy.
Do a meme for him.
Do a meme, yeah.
Paul is good at that. Give it to Paul. He's got a job.
Give it to Paul.
And he makes funny sounds afterwards, so nobody can listen to it.
No, I don't. What are you lying for?
You can only watch Paul's videos without sound.
You know what? You're right, Cruz. You know what I heard? Remember in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when John Candy was doing the mess around. He was doing that whole dance and the thing. That's how I felt about him, right? That's like, dude. You know, if you could get your people skills up to that level, maybe somebody would have listened to you. That's all. And I'm giving it. Yeah, he kept on saying, "Prove it." Why? You don't need to prove it. You're oh, yeah, I know. Enough.
Did you guys already talk about all this?
We've talked about it at quite length actually since that stream.
Okay.
That was a pretty, and it still comes up because it was just he polarized everybody really quick, and it was just unfortunate. It's like, dude, I hear what you're saying, but all I hear is I'm a dick. I'm a dick. You know what I mean? It's like if you want people to listen to you, you don't want to be, what they're hearing is I'm a dick. I'm a dick. You know what I mean? You want people to listen to you. You got to work on that, man. The public speaking is the crew's laughing at me about it. That's all it was. I'm sure he's well educated. I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. But if, you know, it's like a doctor. Anybody ever had a doctor walk in and started telling you something, and all you can say is, wow, you're an asshole. You know, like, you know, I'm in Canada, so we have socialized medicine. Getting a second opinion, they look at you like you're crazy. And it's like, no, well, I personally like to talk to someone else because I really don't like you. I mean, I had a doctor look at me and tell me my hernias were caused by smoking. And I just looked at him like, are you retarded? Were you dropped on your head as a child? And he looked at me, right? I said, where's your causality and correlation in that? And he looked at me, I said, because, you know, you probably should have had it because it makes you cough. That's what's damaging your stomach. You can't say, oh, anyway. This is one of those, your bedside manner sucks. Work on it, buddy. You know, that's really it. You know, that's his biggest problem was just that he had no people skills. And then if he had good people skills and he was still a bell end, well, you know, that's different. That's your own problem then, right? You know.
I think he let the community down in terms of the talk, because the people, you know, I mean, people watch the stream. If no one's watching the stream, it's kind of useless, if you see what I mean. So the object of the whole object of the stream is to be able to put some ideas out that people will gain something from watching that stream, because they're supposed to be intelligent and knowledgeable, right?
Right.
I guess they let the people down in terms of that, because they didn't bring anything. They didn't bring any they didn't bring any data. I don't know. From what I saw, they didn't bring any data. They didn't bring any points. They didn't bring any links proving their side. You know, they just kept denying the other. You know, I don't believe it. I don't like it. I don't do it. Prove it. It's not true. You know, that kind of stuff. That's not helpful.
Right. Yeah.
So,
no. Exactly. Right.
And the people and the losers are the ones that are watching the stream. You know,
Lads,
because
I'm just going to jump off. I'm just going to eat my dinner.
Gain from that.
Oh, sorry. Just a sec, Rip. What was that, Paul?
I'm just going to jump off, eat my dinner. I'm going to prep it, eat it, and then I'll jump back on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're waiting for you, Paul. Anyway, that's what I thought. You know, like this is useless. You know, because if they're invited somewhere, it's because they're thought to be knowledgeable enough to participate in that. And it's not publishing a scientific paper. You know, there's no you need to prove your theory. No, they're not. It's a debate. It's a friendly debate at that.
And it was supposed to be friendly, exactly.
On YouTube.
He did extremely
on
confident.
YouTube. You know, it's not a scientific paper. You know, so that's my take anyway. That's what I got from
Yeah, that guy is legit. The only thing is he's a like, I agree 100% with what you guys said about his attitude. But
it's just an attitude problem. Yep.
Yeah, I really do think if he had come off a little bit better.
And the thing was, even if no, sorry, go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say that guy's legit. Like,
oh no, he's got the education. There's no doubt, and he does stuff.
Not only has the education, he actually works in the industry,
in the field.
Dives the reef. He does research. He has a legit tank. Like, the guy is legit, but he just came off pretty bad, screaming, almost like he was screaming on every sentence. You know, during that debate. Yeah,
you shouldn't have done it from your car. Number one. Because you could tell he was sitting and like, I'm talking on the phone and I don't, are you hearing me? And it's like, no, bud, your mic control sucks here. Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate because the part I did disagree with him wholly on is he was throwing it back at Cruz saying, prove it. Well, that's true, right? It would be up to Cruz in that situation if you want to get into the scientific method about it.
I disagree with that. I really disagree with that, Craig. I don't want to cut you off, but I really disagree with that.
And you can, but the other thing is he could have also taken the tack that maybe I'll run with it and I'll prove or disprove it. There was no middle ground with him. He was just right on Cruz about you prove it, right? And, you know, you can disagree that Cruz should do the factual stuff on it. Well, you know, if you're going to sit there and say that this works, that's great, but it is what, and Cruz even said it, and if I misquote you, Cruz, correct me, right? But he's doing it, he observationally has seen it. Right, he's seen what it's done for the coral, you know, so on and so forth. So he's seen it, and by what he has seen, this works, and I've kept doing it, and things keep improving. that's still proof in and of itself. It's not fully a scientific method and a way to do it. It's not like he's chopping up coral. Is the oxygen uptake more, so on and so forth. But it's close enough in our hobby, because let's face it, we do things that are very, very shady as far as some people would be concerned. There's methods we use that people would say, no, you can't do that, but it does work, so we do it. Right? But this guy just would not give up on that. It was all method that he was pissed at. That's what it seemed like to me.
So then why come to the debate?
Exactly. No, I'm saying
if you're gonna come to the debate with that, then why even come? Why? Like your mind, you're shut down. You're basically
he was already made up. Exactly.
You're a person who's shut down. You're not gonna accept anything other than what you. So why come to a debate?
Well, let's just be honest there, Rip. I mean, there's very few things you can come to a debate and somebody could change your mind in. I mean, I'm not going to go to a debate and somebody debate me on politics and they change my mind. It's just that I can leave the debate with a better understanding of the person's point of view. Like, they're not going to change my mind, but I agree. That guy was a dick and it didn't get better. I really do believe, there's this thing about Nick, and it's almost like Nick is so calm, but I feel like that could have gotten ugly if, like, Nick. I know Cruz is a calm dude, but there's something, and I was joking with Nick the other day, where it's almost like when you try to have a go at Nick, he's so calm that when you try to have a go at him, and he's like, "Okay, well, let's talk about this."
It's almost like it pissed that guy, incensed him.
It's almost like you're like, yo, man, I'm trying to get angry at you. Why are you not getting angry?
Getting angry. Why aren't you fighting with me? Yeah.
Why are you not fighting back? So, like, Nick is almost like a calm dude. He's like, okay, well, what do you think about this? So I really feel like it would have gotten really ugly if, and Reef dudes did a good job of moderating and jumping in. But if you didn't have Reef dudes is a calm person by default. If you didn't have Cruz as like a calm personality, and if the people there weren't calm and reserved by their nature, because if it was me, like I would have gotten hyped, like somebody trying to go at me, like I would have gotten agitated and tried to snap back, because that's not my nature to be so calm. Like I can take a lot, but I can't take that much. And I
agree with that.
If it was, if Nick and Cruz weren't like calm people by nature, like just reserved, and I imagine when you're arguing with Cruz, like he's still calm. You're like, come on, man, fight me. But like if they weren't calm, like it would have gotten real bad. I did like it though; it was very entertaining. I loved it, and I watched it like 2 times since then. But man, it could have gotten out of hand. But it was
I didn't like it. I like the knowledge, but I didn't like the negativity that they brought. I'm not saying you're not allowed to like it. I'm not saying that, but me personally, like I didn't like how I felt they were like trying to bully him. They tried to bully him, they weren't successful in that because he was
because I think they probably, and I don't want to speak for Cruz and Nick, but they felt like because these guys were calm, these guys were calm by nature. Maybe they were a pusher. And I don't want to read into people's minds. I really don't. I feel even a little touchy even saying this, but maybe, because Nick and Cruz are like calm and reserved by nature. Maybe it just felt like, because sometimes when you snap at somebody and the person snaps back at you, it sort of like puts you in a defensive, like, okay, maybe I went too far. But when the other persons are so calm, it's almost like you don't realize where that boundary is.
I get that a lot, actually.
I enjoyed it because it was a good entertainment.
It was
definitely an entertaining debate, but I really didn't like the way. And by the way, I respect Richard. I respect his credentials. I do. I respect his credentials, but I just think he came off as an asshole.
Yeah, that's all. That's really what happened. Go ahead.
What I took. Yeah, sorry, Craig. You can go after this. I'm almost done here. But I wouldn't listen to him. Like both of those jokers, they're just a couple of ass clowns, and they lost all credibility with me. Like I'm not gonna listen to a jerk off that comes into a friendly debate and talks like that. I don't want to listen to those guys. And I was actually thinking of writing to Apex and telling them that they basically lost all credibility with that guy representing them. Like, I think he's just a jerk off, and I don't want to know anything about him anymore. Like, really, he turned me off. That's me, you know. Like,
You know, the other thing I'm gonna say is, you know, it's funny. It's gonna be hilarious if like 5 years from now, like bubbling is proven, because the way even when you hear Mike Paletta speak, or sometimes you listen to Julian, or you read some books. Like I think I went somewhere the other day and I got some old books, some old Reef books that I thumbed through before I threw them away. But it's amazing how the last 10, 15 years, things that people suspected, you know, and people were headfast on things that can't be true, how they ended up being true. Like, remember when it was like Julian Sprung has told a story about how people said Acropora couldn't be kept in reef tanks, and then he had to go and see the guy's tank with Acropora. He's like, holy shit, like it's possible, you know? Like people thought hard corals weren't, and when people started saying like, okay, the filtration is on the live rock, like they're like, no, it's not, you know. So there's things that start out as people's theories, and then over time they become like proven, you know, they do become proven. So that's gonna be hilarious. I think a couple of years from now, if bubbling becomes like proven by a scientific method or something, it'll be nice to like, you know, like interject Richard that talk and just make like a really funny video, like, you know, with him. Like, yeah, he comes up, that Dicanthurus is saying he comes off very confrontational, but we got to be careful in this hobby, because a lot of what's learned is by hobbyists testing and sacrificing their tanks to like prove that something, you know, something is right, and then it ends up becoming true, you know. And then it becomes accepted as gospel, and then it's proven years later. Something might be proven years later when the hobbyists might have been doing it for years and years and years, and we know it's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've proven it through doing it over and over and over again, and having success, right?
Yeah, like we all know that stability is key in a tank, and then
exactly.
I'm watching a documentary, and they say, okay, like, you know, when things change, like an entire reef, it's wiped out. I'm not trying to dispute that, but all of us kind of know that, okay, one of the most important things is not necessarily optimal conditions. It's about keeping stability. So the fact that, you know, if there's a huge temperature spike over over like the Great Barrier Reef sections, they're going to
get a wipeout.
Yeah, because the corals like stability. So we all know that.
What was that, Brian?
To see that in documentaries, but we knew that.
Hey, just a random question. It's crazy you guys are talking about this. I actually started bubbling last night, and a couple of my Acropora, it like right where the polyps are, it kind of looks like they're expelling something, but they're really colorful at the actual stony part. Is that just a normal thing for bubbling, where it's like expelling something bad?
Cruz could answer that quicker than anyone else. Cruz, did you hear that question?
There is a link, Cruz. Just scroll up. There's a link further up in the list.
Yeah, scroll up a bit. There is one there.
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
One page or two up. I love bubbling. I do it every day.
I'm going to. I forgot to get my Airstone yesterday. Not to cut you off, Tom. I forgot to get it, and I just called to see if I could get the store, see if it was open. Nope. No. Welcome to Easter Sunday.
Yeah, I won't.
That's what. See, I did it with a regular Airstone last night, so I'm going to actually go get the wooden stone.
Yeah, you need to get the limestone. Yeah, big difference. Yeah, you'll get a little more out of it.
I just glued my corals today, so I won't be bubbling today.
Yeah.
We'll do tomorrow, and there will be a load of crap getting out of the corals.
Yeah, there's Cruz. Cruz can answer that question.
Cruz, where's Yoda?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, how's it going?
It's good.
How are you doing, guys? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, the expelling, I mean, the bubbling actually does help the expulsion of waste products from the coral. So yeah, when it comes out of the polyps, it's utilizing that updraft or pull from it to actually expel the mucus a lot easier and all the waste that your coral is actually producing. Because remember, corals are metabolic organisms, right? They, they're organic. They uptake a lot of food products, particulates in the water, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's, how do you say it? There has to be a way, a mechanism other than just sloughing the slime off,
Yeah.
you know, and expelling their waste products. In over there in the Great Barrier Reef, where they're doing a lot of mucus studies, you know, they have said it, and that's one of the reasons why I called it fact, was that they said that the mucus allows for better membrane permeability. It wasn't my words, it was somebody else's that was a scientist. So when they said, well, prove it, well, it's been proven by scientists in the wild, you know, saying that the uptake of and this and porosity and
Awesome.
blah, 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 that it was proven already.
But
So,
some
you
people just
know,
want to be different
was
and
where,
Cruz, you're cutting out.
you know, becomes, oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's better, but
Yeah,
you're muffled.
okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, when I have people,
Here's
you
here's
know,
the man himself, Cruz.
you know,
What's up,
having,
Cruz?
you know, having to prove somebody else's work over and over again, you know, that's already been proven that, yeah, mucus and membrane permeability play a big role, you know. Mucus does stifle the membrane permeability and the porosity of it. You know,
Yeah,
why
that's
do I have to prove it again and
yeah.
again and again?
it. Actually had me worried. Like, I thought that like I was killing the coral by that
No,
expelling
they're,
itself out of the.
I mean, if you take a look at anemones, how do they poop? You see this big brown blob coming out of their mouth,
Yeah.
right? Well, how do you get it away from them? You lift it out. Helping them with bubbles actually does help.
Exactly.
You know, it removes it away from them so that they don't have to worry about sitting in their own, you know, in their own stuff, you know, in their own yuckiness. You know, I wouldn't want to sit in my own poop. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be a mechanism in nature that actually lifts it and carries it away.
So,
Yeah,
like
I
me,
mean, it's so crazy. Like, you guys were talking about this, and I just started this, and I was like, wow, what a coincidence.
Mhm.
yeah, no,
And
go ahead,
yeah,
Cruz.
that was one of the reasons why I told you know, told people. I was like, don't be alarmed when you see your coral sliming. There's two different, well, actually, there's 4 different types of mucus that that a lot of organisms produce. One of them is mucin, which is that clear stuff, and then there's the, you know, the particulated stuff that's colored like either yellow or brown. And then the fourth one, I forgot what that was, but I believe it was to an infection like pus, like a pussy type mucus. So, I mean, there's, you know, once again, there's been studies about this. And do I have to be a gopher and fetch links and white papers for people that say, well, I don't believe you? Do I have to go out and reprove everything that I've known, that I've read, that I've seen over and over again? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
if I tell you 1 + 1 = 2, to prove it.
But Cruz, people like that you can't never convince, no matter what paper you give them.
Of course, of course, of course.
They're already
And
made up
that's
the
one of
mind.
the
They don't
reasons
know what to
why.
say.
That's one of the reasons why you know, it was great that that Nick was there. You know, and myself, because believe it or not, I was actually distracted reading the comments. I was reading your guys' comments, and it was pretty entertaining. I was laughing, and that's one of the reasons why I had to put myself on mute, because I was like, wow, did have a lot of people you know, supporting us. And the thing was is that, you know, they're doing this for agriculture. They're actually utilizing bubbling for hydroponics. They're utilizing bubbling for maricultured stuff, you know, like oysters and shrimp farming, fish farming. They're
Yeah,
utilizing in eel farming up there in upstate New York.
they're using
You
bubbling
know,
to clean out drink water.
oh, absolutely. And
They
they've
use
been,
bubbling for
you know,
everything.
I mean, over the last, I want to say 5-6 years, you know, a lot of these shrimp farms, you know, they have contacted, you know, elegant corals, myself primarily, and yeah, we've been helping them with the whole shrimp farming industry. And that's also where Miracle Mud comes in. You know, they're saying, well, you know, we're having problems with our shrimp. you know, and they're not doing so well. And we're like, well, why don't you go ahead and put some of this, you know, Miracle Mud freshwater blah or saltwater blah and some of this extra, you know, vitamins and nutrients. And lo and behold, they're one of our biggest customers with ecosystem aquariums. You know, a lot of the fish farms and hydroponic farms. So, you know, over time, kind of like what everybody was saying, you know, including you, Craig, is that over time, and also what Oak said, you know, over time, yeah, it's proven, you know, it's proving itself over and over and over again. At some point in time, it's going to have to become fact. Does that make sense? I mean, Miracle Mud's been around for freaking 30, you know, almost 30 years.
That's another thing I just started doing too. I got that 200 gallon. I put 20 pounds in it to start with. And in the copepod population, like everything's just with the bubbling, it just everything's looking amazing. And it's literally only been like 2 weeks and 1 day of the bubbling.
Yeah, it's amazing though. I mean, that was you know, back in the day, 30 years ago. Think about it. We couldn't explain it, but you know, as we go along, the scientific instruments start proving it, proving our theories and our hypotheses. You know, and you know, when somebody says, well, it's all, you know, a bunch of snake oil. You know, you're like, dude, really? We've been around doing this for a long, long, long time. And, you know, you came into the hobby probably around 2010, and you're going to tell me that you're a scientist. – 2010 was only 8 years ago. So what is that duration of being a super scientist of 8 years of experience? Does that kind of make sense, guys?
Oh, it absolutely does. And my pH now is rock solid at night with that bubbling. At least last night it was. I mean, it's just so far it's just been benefit after benefit.
Yeah, and the thing is that they go, well, you know, you have to, you know, you have to be doing this for a long time. We've been doing this since 2001. You know what I'm saying? It's been almost 20 years. And I mean, how much more proof do you need? You know, that we're able to keep SPS corals, that we're able to keep the hard corals, that we're able to actually color them up above and beyond what normal, quote unquote, hobbyists do. You know what I'm saying? And then the HLLE in the friggin' head, you know, for
sorry.
You know, there's something in the mud. You know, I'm not going to pinpoint it. I'm not going to give away the freaking proprietary information, but you know, there's something in the mud that actually helps with mineral deprivation in a reef system. And people keep on forgetting about that. You know, we're not trying to say that there's no other way. We're saying that this is one way that is simple so that you don't have to get into this whole scientific blah, 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 you know, argument. It's does it work or not?
Well, on that same token, how crucial is it to actually say, like I said, mine's 200 gallons, to put the 40 pounds in?
Just a 40-pound bin. How hard?
I mean, is it crucial that, because 40 pounds is going to be really hard for me to fit in there with everything.
It is. It is. And that's one of the reasons why Paul and Nick came up with the whole, you know, let's put it into a reactor. You know,
that's a fun way of doing it, actually. I never seen that before.
Exactly. And that's where innovation comes from, is from a need to have something in there and then to try to find a solution for it. That's where innovation comes. And that's one of the things that we've been, you know, in the scientific community, you know, because once again, I also worked at public aquariums when I was in school. You know, I worked at SeaWorld. I worked over there at the Long Beach Aquarium of the Pacific. I worked over there at Shark Reef over there in Las Vegas, Nevada. But I don't need to tell everybody that. I don't need to justify, you know, my working experience to say that I'm a scientist or not.
You don't.
That makes sense. Exactly. I mean, take a look at O's work.
That'd have to be a
Yeah.
huge reactor to put 40 pounds in it.
Oh, absolutely. Or you break it down into multiple smaller units and still reap the benefits. Redundancy is one of the keys in engineering that we found out to be a lot more, how do you say it, practical. So you don't have this huge reactor, or this huge skimmer. Instead of having one huge skimmer, break it down into 3 or 4. It's a lot more cost effective, and it's also a lot more redundant, and you have a better way of fine tuning your overall skimmate production. Wow, I feel like I'm giving a lecture, but no, it's funny how we see these these new quote unquote innovations saying, oh yeah, I got the biggest skimmer out there. Okay, well, how easy is it to find parts for that large skimmer? How easy is it to find a large pump, geared towards that large skimmer? And how easily can you get it? Can you get it the next day in the LFS?
Yeah, exactly. I actually had my bubble blaster fail, and it still took a week to get the impeller for it.
Exactly. Whereas you see a lot of these Reef Octopus ones, right?
That's what it
It's
was.
just in the systems now, you don't need a big of skimmer. The skimmer is just a separate thing you just do.
Yep, it supplements
Exactly
what nature is doing. It supplements, and
You
that's
got it.
what we all need to understand is like even with the activated carbon reactor, we only use it when we need it. We don't run it 24/7, 365 days a year.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, and the thing is
saltwater G. Oh, go ahead.
I've heard you guys talk about not running your skimmer, constantly. I'm still on the fence about that one. I definitely understand the good and bad. There's actually, I don't hear a whole lot of bad, but
may I clarify that? When we have our skimmer off, we have another section. We have another section that just does bubbling that does not go into the tank. We have two different applications of bubbling. One's on the intake side where the water's coming back in from the main display tank. We bubble there too. And then we also have one on the by the return pump. So one side's degassing when your skimmer's off and you're increasing your aeration. What people try to do with the skimmer is they're trying to do a 2-for-1. They're trying to extract the proteins, and they're also trying to aerate at the same time. So I mean, we've all seen all-in-one units fail. I mean, even Paul's a good example of that right now. They try to cram so much into one thing, and they depend on that one thing so much. Guess what happens when it breaks? Now you become, set up for basically failure at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Or a hard time.
Absolutely.
Minimum a hard time. Yep.
Or a very, very hard time. You're fighting an uphill battle before it even starts. Before the war starts, you're already climbing uphill.
Like he was talking about, his stuff climbing, and I'm like, you can get around that, Paul. But unfortunately, it sucks. It's a water change. You're back to the old ways. You're going to have to, do water changes and export that while you're waiting for the replacement.
Yep.
You've got to be willing to do that, and that's where redundancy does come in handy, right?
Yeah. Instead of having one return pump, in some of our larger systems, we have 2 or 3 return pumps that are separated. No single one manifold just to make it look cleaner, because I'm all about functionality. I'm not about how neat it looks. And I think that's also what bugs a lot of people about algae corals is that, when we're growing coral, sometimes we forget about keeping the shop clean. You know what I'm saying? We know where all the things are, but we don't have to keep it immaculate like a laboratory.
No, I agree.
Our sumps aren't a work of art. It's not a secondary display tank. It's a sump.
Yeah. It's to keep all the stuff in.
Exactly. It's like we have a couple of them that are just like horse troughs and
it's a crack bin.
Rubbermaid tubs and stuff like that. Like back in the old day where the display tank was the thing that mattered, not the sump area. And then
the sump doesn't matter.
Yeah, but then, people got into the whole, show tank, show sump, show everything. And all of a sudden it became, kind of like cars. I mean, how many people's car engine bays are dirt free?
Very few.
All the time, all the time, 24/7. That's not a show car. Do you know what I'm
No.
saying? Your daily driver has gunk that will get up in there, from
Oh
either
yeah.
spill or from friggin' salt or from just the normal dust on the roads.
Yepers.
Or if you take it off road, mud.
I wash my car and I can't see the paint anymore.
All I can think is that the minute he said that, all I can think is Aqua Teen Hunger Force when Carl keeps waxing the car because he's hopped up on
Yes.
candy, right? And he
Yes.
says, "Oh my God, there's still some paint here, and it's mocking me." Like I know people, right? So, people
And
look
they're
at my
very, very meticulous.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
But the return of investment for all that hard work is minimal.
Yeah. At
You know
best.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, if any.
At best.
Yeah.
I mean, you could show it off and say, "Wow, it's so wonderful," but what is the performance value for it? I mean, I've
Exactly.
seen some ugly, what we call sleeper cars. You know what I'm saying? But their freaking engine inside is immaculate. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? The engine, the internals, because they know how to keep the internal mechanisms that actually make something happen. The belts, the timing belts, the serpentines, the water pump. They keep all that functional.
Yep.
But it looks like crap when you open up the hood because there's a little bit of dust and a little bit of dirt, and you know what I'm saying. You don't have to have it immaculate in order for it to actually run 100%.
No, exactly. Like actually, I'm gonna start bubbling because yesterday my zoanthids, after I did the Billy Pipe clean feeding method, were pooping. And I was looking around and I'm like, you know what? And it's coming off. There's enough flow. I can see it going away as they're finishing, right? But I was thinking like, if I'm at this point and things are looking that good and I've just gone through this, I'm going to try it. You know what I mean? At this point, all I can do is say, no, it's not working and pull it off. It's not going to hurt me to try it. And that's, why not? If it's going to help my coral and it's not going to hurt my fish. And that's where the counterintuitive part comes in, because I was always taught keep the air bubbles out of the tanks bad for the fish.
Yeah.
Right. Because they get Popeye or they get.
But that was uncontrolled bubbling.
Right.
You weren't trying to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It happened when you least expect it. Now that you're expecting it, now you know what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? When you start seeing huge bubbles coming out and getting trapped underneath freaking shelves and rocks. But I mean, everybody keeps on saying, "Well, I got big bubbles underneath my rock." I'm like, "Well, what corals grow underneath your rock?"
Yeah, nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing. Yeah.
You can even have a slower flow in your tank now when you're bubbling, because you don't need that much flow, because the bubbling takes care of everything.
Yep.
Correct. It enhances the flow, which is one of the things that Antonio and I were talking about is enhancements. How do you flow without increasing the
Yeah, no, you made your point. You well made your point, Cruz. I don't think you need to prove it anymore. I think it's now up to the rest of the hobby to jump in on it and
try. Just do it
and try it. Let's do it, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. And once again, they said, prove that things grow faster and bigger with bubbling. They've been doing that to shrimp. They've been doing that to mice. Kind of like what Dev was saying. They have all these scientific papers and and all these experiments going on, just in the last couple of years because of the whole initiative of us pushing. Stanford did it a whole year and a half after we released it. Do you know what I'm saying? Where we're scrubbing out the CO2 and we're also increasing the oxygenation in one fell swoop with one little teeny tiny freaking pump and an air stone.
Yeah.
How much more effective and efficient can you get, and cheap for that matter?
It's really
very,
cheap.
very cheap. And you don't need, they keep on saying, well, you're trying to push product. I gave you guys somebody else's freaking products and I'm not making goddamn dumb on it. Because I'm tired of people complaining about their fish died because they added this medication. And everybody knows that when you add medication or anything else to a system, the ORP and the DO drop. Wait, no, not everybody knows that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why we reiterate over and over again. If you're going to be adding medication, the red slime remover or whatnot, you need to aerate well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will suffocate your system.
It's the same as you do when we put in that coral glue. You have to aerate it because it's taking up all the air. People don't know that even when you use that glue, so.
Exactly, and when we added, we did a couple of experiments, and this is all the way back in friggin' high school. So yeah, better part of like friggin' 2+ decades.
Yep.
We added sugar to a solution. Our oxygen content dropped. That's one of the things that I brought away from from high school, was watching how when you add stuff to water, it releases the oxygen. It leaves the CO2, which is weird.
Yep.
Do I have to get into the science of that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It dries off the freaking oxygen, so oxygen does play a very, very big role in, survivability and viability of any organism, especially the aerobic one.
Now, when you're going to bubble, why don't we jump into the actual methodology here? It has to be a wood air stone? Has to be?
Well, with we found it to be the most cost effective. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but in order to generate the very, very finest bubbles, wood has been, the wood block,
right?
The wooden air stone has, very, very, very small pores by nature. So we found that to be one of the easiest, cost-effective, low-pressure ways of actually adding bubbles to the tank, as opposed to, utilizing mechanical ways. Like, everybody keeps on saying, well, why can't we utilize a pinwheel? Well, because you're actually utilizing a lot more electricity to generate the smaller bubbles by shearing and cavitation.
Right.
You don't need to do that. So,
and
people are going out creating these needle type of, aspiration devices, like, what is that? Like the Australian guys did. After I talked to them, they created it.
Right.
And that was after like hours and hours of talking with them and explaining to them that there's more than one way of doing it. They decided to choose one way over the other because it looked cooler.
I'm just thinking that, like, I don't have a wood air stone. Actually, I do, but my buddy who has said wood air stone is nowhere to be found. So I'm sitting there going, okay, and all the stores are closed today. And I'm like, well, I do have ceramic ones. Of course I do, right?
Well, like I said, I did it with the ceramic one last night, and my return pump chopped it up so fine.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. Now, how close should you put this to said return pump? Now, I've seen put it in your baffle and let the heavy bubbles, do the work, right?
It depends on the return pump flow rate. If you have a high return flow rate, then you get laminarization of water.
Okay.
Where it actually sheets across it and actually shears the bubble off the face of the wooden air stone.
Gotcha.
Makes it a little bit smaller. It's kind of like making a vermicelli out of spaghetti noodle, flour. So the faster that it shears across the face, the smaller and smaller the bubbles become.
Okay. So if you were to use a ceramic, you might want to have it closer to the return pump so it actually sucks it in and chops it down. And then if you have a wood air stone, or maybe, I don't know.
The ceramic ones tend to work better at the outlet because it could shear the bubbles faster through the outlet. And you have, like, say, for instance, the duckbill, right? The duckbill return nozzle, or you have a return nozzle.
Oh, the flared ones. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Or you could have the ones sheared, just the regular jetted type, shearing across the face of the ceramic air stone as well. You could do it that way. Because, as soon as a jet stream hits a flat surface, it laminarizes, which basically means sheeting. It spreads out like a pancake.
Right.
So you can do it that way as well.
So just put it
It's more
underneath
than
it so
one
the
way.
bubbles are coming up in front of it and then getting sheared. Okay.
Correct.
See, I did pretty much what he said. I put it right in right before the intake of the return pump, and it it sheared it, and it was fine bubbles. I mean, there was a couple random ones that got through.
Yeah, a couple of big ones that get through.
Okay.
But we're not talking about 100% efficiency of nano bubbles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not looking to produce 100% nano bubbles. We're looking, at best, being able to produce 8 to 9% out of the frigging air volume that you're actually pushing.
Right.
Over time, it
Okay.
adds up.
For sure. Nope, I'm going to be doing that. And what does time of day really matter?
We like to do it at night because that's when we see the noticeable pH drop. And we're utilizing fresh air, so we're trying to stabilize the overall system. When you do become a little bit more advanced, we utilize, the pH controller to turn on and off the aeration from fresh air. And that way, if you go below 8.2, it turns on.
Gotcha.
And it brings it back
That's
up.
what I did with my Apex. That's what I'm in the process of doing, letting it turn on with the pH probe.
Exactly. So long as your alkalinity remains the same and you're stable on your alkalinity, the pH will come up to whatever the saturation point is of the water based on your alkalinity levels. You won't overshoot to 9.6 and 10.3, and you won't go uncontrolled because there's only so much saturation of gas into water. Water's like a sponge. There's a point where it becomes too full, where it won't be able to take on anymore, and anything that's excess gets degassed out and it gets released.
Nice. Cool. Thank you.
So, all right, you're welcome.
That's really what I was kind of. Implementation's a big thing for me, right?
Correct. So that's the high school version of bubbling.
There
It's
you go.
a little bit more than elementary, as in, just do it and you'll see the colors in your corals get better.
Exactly.
Kind of like what Dev said, the clarification of the water does play a big role. The spectrum of your lights play a big role in the coral coloration, but so does oxygenation with some of the pigments. Because a lot of the time, pigments need to be oxidized in order to exude a color. Do you know what I'm saying? Like rust on a nail. It gives you that orange color. Well, imagine you're trying to exude that orange coloration out of your corals. Well, how do you do it? Well, you have to have an available iron ion, and you need to have oxygen in order to actually make it exude that extra color, that rich color that we're talking about. Iodine works the same way. You expose it to air, iodine, boom, instantaneously turns red.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
It does,
when they say, they keep on asking, prove that oxygen plays a big role in friggin' coloration. Do I have to go into potassium oxide to actually exude the blue and the purples? Do I have to really explain the chemical compositions and behind it? You know what I'm saying, Craig?
Yes. Yeah. No, I do. Yeah.
It gets to a point where, people know how to drive cars, but they don't know how the friggin' engine runs.
No, exactly.
Do I have to explain to them how a combustion engine runs every time I'm trying to sell them a car?
No, not at all, right? Most people don't even care. No.
Bingo. And that's one of the reasons why I kept on saying, well, if you want me to give you the science behind it, it doesn't give me any more benefit to point out the science of it and the chemical compositions and the chemical reactions that are happening, because nobody really gives a shit in our friggin' hobby. Pardon my language.
No, not at all.
They want to see the colors of the coral. They want to see corals growing, and they want to see clear water. I gave that to them. And all it is simple oxygenation with a little bit of scrubbing. You know what I'm saying? Removing a mucus.
Yep.
Very, very simple concepts. Doesn't need that much science behind it.
No, not at all. Actually, it makes sense. And now I'm at that point where I want to watch it, see what it does, and see if it's improving my tank. So.
Mm-hmm. And remember, don't blast the
Well,
bubbles or the bubble stream at your corals. It'll get there eventually. Very, very.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, my returns aren't pointed at anything actually. So
if you point it at your glass, it'll keep your glass clean. Let's just put it that way.
yeah, no, and to clean your glass. That's what I heard
pointed
too.
at the glass. Yep, we pointed at
Craig,
the glass.
I know if you get the same kind of like sites that I'm looking at today, you're going to be completely happy, and it's going to be 24 hours later.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, I'm in the middle of I'm going to hop off probably in the next 20, 30 minutes, and then I'm going to be doing tank maintenance, and I'm thinking, well, I've got at least one air pump I know for sure, and I've got a couple of stones there that I can use for now until I get a wood one, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to implement it, and it's like, well, you know, definitely my return pump's the easier way. Not that I want to cavitate my air pump, but I do, or my return, but it's not going to be that long and that abusive. Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
If you have an air valve, control the flow of your air of the air going to the stone.
Oh yeah, I do.
You'll notice finer bubble productions. So utilize the air valve, turn it down probably to about 10%.
And just get as little going as possible, but the finest I can get.
Correct.
Yeah.
With those regular blue air stones, you can do it that way.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, you know, could I explain to people, you know, in the most generalized way, how to generate what we're doing.
Exactly.
To replicate what we're doing. And I think that they're missing the point on the whole scientific aspect of it was during that conversation was, and I'm going to call it a conversation because it really wasn't a debate.
No, it wasn't a debate.
Mean that there would be facts on both sides. There was only facts coming from one party, you know, from two people. The other ones were just opinions. But you know, going back to it, you know, how do you make this process repeatable by 80% of the population?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we try to do with the methodology is how do you make it almost foolproof? You know?
Exactly. Right. No time bubbling now.
Exactly.
It's hard to get people to start doing things. They're so afraid of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did it the first time I saw Mike doing it, and I must try that. I thought.
See, and even mine was a lot less bubbles than that. I mean, and it still brought out, you know, everything that I wanted it to.
Yep.
You don't need that much.
Yeah, and they kept on saying about placebo effect and this and that, and I kept on saying, I'm like, well, corals don't have a brain, you know, like us, where we would suggest it and say, yes, we're bubbling, you better grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Corals
right.
only respond to environmental changes. You know what I'm saying? It only responds to positive environmental changes.
Or negative. Yeah, exactly. It's a reactionary at best. Yeah.
It's the same as a new thing I heard. Did you hear that, Bruce, about the coral growing faster with higher pH?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one that
the
pH grow. So how do you? Well, I've spoken to. He goes, that's one of the reasons. Is he said we're doing it with gas, not with. You know, he's lowering the pH with gas with extra CO2 rather than increasing, you know, the buffer capacity of the water. They're not doing
like
that.
I don't
They're
even
not chasing
know
pH
if you guys
with...
can see mine.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's with a regular air stone.
Mm-hmm. A little bit coarse, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But I mean, any way that you could increase the surface area and the gas-water interface, the better off you are at actually infusing the water with the oxygen that you want and degassing the CO2. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a pest dispenser. You push something in, something has to come out.
Yeah.
So if you're pushing oxygen in, you know, at a positive pressure, CO2 is going to get out, or any other metabolic waste gas like methane or hydrogen sulfide. It gets degassed out easily because you're forcing in oxygen. So,
Yep, makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah, because I can't get my pH down. It's about 8.5, 8.6.
Guys, I gotta get going. He's
Yeah.
excited about trying to find his Easter eggs.
You hide them? Or you're being one? you're being great. Hide the
All right, happy Easter, guys. Hopefully I didn't.
All right, you too, man. Thanks.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't bore you guys with too much sciencey stuff. I try to keep it generalized. All right, have a good one.
No problem, Cruz. Always enjoy your talks, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I enjoy you guys.
Hey, Cruz.
Have a good one.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming, Paul. He's going.
I've just finished my Easter dinner.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, happy Easter, my friend.
Yeah, you too. And if you go in,
All right,
I'll see you soon.
All right, see you soon.
Yeah, take care, Bruce.
Cheers. All right, later, guys. Ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Right.
What's off now, Paul?
Let's do the talk. It's been fun, everyone. April Fools. Yeah, we all know it's an April Fool.
Yeah. I thought he didn't do it. Just do it. Delete it. Push delete.
You all right, Brian?
Oh yeah, that was actually Cruz enlightened me highly on this bubbling thing. I just started it last night. I don't know how much you heard of that, but I love it so far.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed.
The only thing I don't have yet, which I'll get tomorrow when the stores open back up, is the wood and stone.
Yeah, same thing I'm thinking. I got one, but like I said, my buddy's not around. It's like, where's my wood stone, right?
Yeah.
But I do have, the regular ceramics. I'm sitting there going, I could implement that today on one tank at least.
It will work. I mean, I promise. I mean, I saw it work. So.
No. Well, I've got that new 20, and I really want to give it everything I've got to get it successful, because then I can transfer that over to my 120. You know what I mean? Yada, 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 right? And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to, that's just one more step in the thing that I'm going to give it a shot. Hey, CJ's in the channel. Why are you deleting your channel, CJ? And I'm not falling for it either.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what today is.
Yeah, exactly. April Fools.
Yeah. I was like, what? Easter? Easter people are being dicks?
Yeah.
I even forgot there was April Fools today.
Yeah, everybody did. Yeah.
I'm not into all of that. I was reading my Facebook page and I saw somebody writing, when I got eggs from my yellow tank, I said, what? I remember, it's April Fools, man.
That's just bad karma right there. I wouldn't even say that.
No, exactly. All right, I'm going to pop. I got a few fam things to do, and I'll check back in a bit, see if you guys are still running. And if you're not, I might today. I don't know.
All right, sounds
Turns
good.
into an addiction, I think. Yeah. All right, guys. Later.
All right, later.
Happy Easter.
Where's Seymour gone? Let's have a look. 6. Right. How long has it been running this stream? Don't even know that myself. It's my stream. 3 hours, nearly 4 hours.
Hours you've been streaming, Paul.
Again?
You've been streaming for 3 hours.
Yeah, it says 3, but it's not nearly 4, isn't it? What time is it? 3. Yeah, nearly 4.
Yeah.
When it's 4, it's nearly 5. That's how we do it.
Yeah. Always looking forward.
I might jump off soon anyway. I want to ring people up about this sump. See if I can get the sump sorted. Yeah,
I can scream at him a little bit.
Yeah. The balls are going.
It's midnight at the Rips. Oh, +2.
1 in the morning, there.
Yeah.
What time is it? Yours 7:30.
It's the same time as Dave's.
What is? It's not. Dave's 5 hours behind us. Go behind you, yeah. I'm always behind us.
Yeah, 6 hours behind me.
Oh, 5. Still 5. Isn't it?
Yeah,
so yeah, it's 1:30 here right now. Or yeah, I think that's what it says. 1:30. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 1:30 in the afternoon where you are. But
Yeah.
It's PM.
Where Rip is. Also, there's 12 hours between Rip and New Yorkish Eastern time, isn't it?
Yeah, New
Yeah,
York.
Rip-
I'm in Ohio, so New York and Ohio is the same thing.
Yeah.
Rip is in the crazy land.
It's Monday for me now. Yeah.
Have you seen Rip's video, Paul, and how they were driving down there?
Yeah. Again, Tom, I was reading that.
Have you seen Rip's video he did when he was driving down in the Philippines? How people were driving down there? It's crazy.
No, I'm gonna have a look in a minute.
Yeah, they just drive. Who dares drives first? No rules, no nothing.
Yeah, Rip in the future.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy here to drive down here in the Philippines. Yeah, it's insane. Like no rules. Do whatever they want. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh yeah.
It was scary to watch your video.
Oh, that's nothing. There was like no traffic on that one. Wait till I get in heavy traffic and you see me like going through the traffic, like weaving through the cars between 2 buses, between 2 large trucks. It's like who has guts goes, baby. That's the rules of the road here, man.
It must be a better place to have motorcycles or cycles or something down there.
Yeah, you don't here in Indonesia too. Like you don't drive a car because you just get stuck behind traffic. It's the whole culture is they are very tolerant of. They're very patient and very tolerant. So it's kind of like driving here is like culture shock for the West. Like it's. I think if you. I mean, I was listening to you guys talk about driving last time on Michael's stream, right? And I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, man, if you guys come down here, you will be tearing your hair out. Gosh, wait till you see the craziness, like stupid driving. You know what stupid driving is? Like counterflow, blocking the street sideways with your car, just like ignoring everybody. And like that's how they drive. That's how they drive here.
Here when they don't use turn signals.
Oh yeah, that's like.
What turn signal? What's that?
Yeah. They like when they want to make a left turn. Let's say they want to make a left turn in like you have a boulevard divided by like 2 solid yellow lines, like a 3-lane boulevard on each side. They don't stop the car and make a right turn to the street. They diagonally counterflow before they reach the street. You know, like they start turning like maybe 50 meters before so they're actually counterflowing before they, get onto they actually make the right turn. It's kind of hard to say kind of hard to describe with just a voice, but it's like they don't cross the street with their vehicle. They counterflow they're coming towards you in the opposite. They're coming right towards you in the wrong lane, and then they turn on the street.
Yeah, I saw that even on the combi that you did. They were all over the place. There was no traffic.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some more. I'll try to get some more footage of that and show you. Like I was supposed to show you the roosters, the roosters video, which I haven't downloaded yet. It's funny. Like I took a video of the guy that has a rooster farm. He's got I don't know how many roosters, tons of roosters, just a few properties over from where I am. They were saying a lot of roosters. Remember, you guys are telling me a lot of roosters. You could hear them all.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if you guys were on that stream, but yeah.
No, it wasn't.
They're making a lot of noise. Yeah, it was a few days ago. I think I don't remember when it was.
Right, lads, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut the stream down. I'll try to do one in a bit, but I've got a lot of time to do.
Say again, Paul?
And I'm going to shut the stream down for now, but I'll try to do one again in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, brother.
Yeah, when you wake up, Rick.
Yeah. See you all later, man.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. See y'all later.
Have a good night, people. Yeah. Nice talking to you. Ciao, ciao.
Yep. Bye, mate. Bye. I'll see you later, everyone on the stream. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Later.